And welcome to Memorial Stadium, the site of tonight's 7A state championship football game. We've got two more state champions in the books today, Joliet Catholic and Carmel, both winners earlier today. Now it's the 7A title to be decided between Libertyville, unbeaten. They've never been to the state championship game before. They are taking on the state championship appearance came in '92 when they won under veteran head coach Carl Hoinkes. Now let's go upstairs to Tom Stocker and Jim Covert for the call of tonight's game.
All right, Lee, thank you very much. Here in our battle for 7A, we got a couple of programs that kind of began the year under the radar, so to speak, in terms of the power rankings. But then as they emerged later in the season, Jim, they both built confidence, and boy, they just got on a roll when it came to playoff time.
So true, Tom. And Oswego and Libertyville both really earned the right to be here. Only one loss between the two teams, and the last couple weeks in the playoffs, they beat some awful good football teams. Oswego defeating East St. Louis Senior High, and then Downers Grove North, and then of course Libertyville beating two-time defending 7A state champ Prospect Knights.
In fact, let's take a look and see how these two teams got here in their 4 wins in the playoffs. Libertyville winning big over Alton, shutting them out. Then a really convincing win over Power Bolingbrook. Then the win down at East St. Louis against a longtime Power, and of course Downers Grove North. They were upset on their home field. Meanwhile, for Libertyville, a close win over Antioch. And then the confidence started building, the win over Woodstock. They beat McHenry for the 2nd time this season. And then the convincing shutout of the 2-time defending state champ, Prospect Knights. That was a convincing win in the semifinals. As for these two ball clubs, first of all, Oswego. They run a smash mouth style, and running back Jeff Navis, he's in running back heaven with the kind of line he gets to run behind.
Well, he's got a great line, but you know what? He's the kind of young man. I saw him break out on a long run for the 4th touchdown last week. If you give him a little room, he makes the shorter run into a big-time run, and that's why he's got over 2,000 yards.
A tough defense for Oswego, led by linebacker A.D. Pinnenberg. He plays both ways, but he is really the heart of their defense.
He really is, and he's very mobile, and he goes from sideline to sideline, along with his teammate number 41. So we'll see a great pair of linebackers today for the Oswego football squad.
For the Libertyville Wildcats, I tell you what, this guy's a do-it-all, exciting player. Over 2,000 yards of all-purpose yardage this year, Santino Panico.
And Santino Panico is going to come out of that slot. He'll carry the ball, very versatile. He'll catch passes, and he plays a great defense. 22 touchdowns this year.
Linebacker Adam Bishop, one of their stars defensively, for a defense that really didn't come to form and solidify until late in the year.
Their leading tacklers, he's going to have to be real active today to stop the running game of Oswego. One thing he does is he really times out the blitz very well, as I could see against when they played against Providence, Tom.
All right, Oswego looking to double their state championship total, looking for their 2nd win overall. Meanwhile, Libertyville trying to bring a 2nd state championship up to Route 176 up in the north suburbs. It ought to be outstanding as we get these two teams meeting on what's turning out to be a pretty cool afternoon now. The sun's gone down and things have chilled down on the field, Jim.
It is inclement, but not snowing like it was last night. So, and when we've talked to people, the field has really got good grip to it. And that's the key probably for all the running backs and the defensive players in this game.
All right, let's meet the two teams that will battle for the 7A state championship as we send it down to the stadium's public address announcer.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are the starting lineups for the Class 7A state championship. First for Oswego, coached by Carl Hoinkes. The defense for the 12-1 Panthers. At end, number 43, Jeremy Swafford. At tackle, number 92, David Atwood. At guard, number 63, Rob Enck. At tackle, number 99, Alex McGee. At end, number 33, Steve Penrod. At linebacker, number 41, Matt Jernstad. At linebacker, number 31, Adrian Pinnenberg. At back, number 22, Mike Carlton. At back, number 35, Eddie Predl. At safety, number 84, Ryan Chartrand. And at safety, number 5, Brian Keaton. Next for Libertyville, coached by Joseph Waitena. The starting offense for the 13-0 Wildcats. Split end number 8, Tommy Pierce. At tackle number 55, Chris Davis. At guard number 66, Jake LaFollette. At center number 51, Greg Dugan. At guard number 71, Chris Mohs. At tackle number 54, Dave Moosman. At tight end number 84, Carson Swan. At quarterback number 3, Chris Jansen. At wingback number 22, John Haas. At slot back number 9, Santino Panico. And at fullback number 33, Kevin Fontana. Correction, Libertyville's coach is Randy Kusieski. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wildcats of Libertyville.
Smash mouth kind of football for Oswego. He's an old school coach. That's the kind of offense he coaches.
That's right. Coach Hoinkus has got a great running game going. They're going to come straight at the Libertyville Ball Club, but I think they're going to hit Sidney Upchurch upfield. That means look out for the bomb. He can catch it. He can get in the secondary and has good speed. Pressure, they also need to put a lot of pressure on Chris Jansen, the quarterback for Libertyville, because he gets mobile, moves around, and can make some good throws.
Meanwhile, for the Libertyville Wildcats, and they run a lot of misdirection. They run a lot of counters in their offense.
They really do, and I think that they're going to have to need to hit those counter plays because Oswego's 2 inside linebackers really get to the football, and go ahead and misdirect them.
Matt Jernstad to kick off for Oswego.
So we're about set to get it started as Matt Jernstad kicks it off for Oswego and Santino Panico. And this time it's not a fake. Around the far side and down the sidelines and going all the way for Libertyville, Kevin Fontana.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
Penalty marker is down 98 yards. That's the play that they opened against Prospect with in the semis. Panico last Saturday faked it and kept it and got a big return. This time he handed it off to Fontana, and it's going to be a hold or illegal use of hands against Libertyville. That's going to come back.
What a disappointment. That's a great start to a game with Fontana breaking all the way. There was a fake on it. Handoff this time. Panico Santino to Fontana. He's got room out there. He's got outstanding speed. He tight ropes the sideline.
In the back.
And I'm not sure who got the call. It might have been right at the end there. Nah, it was early. They called it early based on their placement.
Yeah, they called it early as they put it back half the distance from the spot of the foul. The foul occurred at the 11-yard line. And so they're going to move it back just inside the 6.
Quite a change in field position and situation there, Tom.
Meanwhile, the big sigh of relief you hear comes from the Oswego side of the field. All right, so here come the Wildcats. Quarterback Chris Jansen. He'll make about 70% of the calls at the line of scrimmage. They run with a 1-back set. And the man in motion, that's Panico, trying to turn the corner, strung out, tackled by the nose tackle Rob Enck. Let's take a look at the offensive line for Libertyville, with the line that features Moosman, LaFollette, Greg Dugan at center, Chris Mohs, and Chris Davis. In the backfield, the senior quarterback Chris Jansen, Kevin Fontana, one of the Fontana brothers, John Haas, the talented All-American, Santino Panico, Tom Pierce, Carson Swan as the tight end. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. That's Fontana trying to find room through the left side, and he is able to get it up to about the 10-yard line, call it the 9 and a gain of 4. Defensively, for a very tough Oswego defense. There's the front five. Rob Enck, senior, is in the middle with another senior, Penrod, working as the defensive end. The linebackers, the real heart of this team, Pinnenberg and Matt Jernstad. The cornerbacks, Carlton and Predl, and Ryan Chartrand and Ryan Keaton, also rounding out the secondary. 3rd and 6. Again, it's Fontana, close to the first down. They need to get the ball just about touching the 11-yard line, and it's going to be close.
Shows you what good condition Kevin Fontana's in. I mean, breaking that long run and then coming right back and running so hard on the inside. That's the old inside drive series. The motion man, they got the first back, fullback faking through, and then they have the option to give it to him or give it to the second back.
Fontana coming off a 107-yard, 3-touchdown game in the semifinal win over Prospect. They got the first down from the 11. And they took too much time. One of the things that's tough for the high school quarterbacks to get used to, you have the play clock very easy to see here at Memorial Stadium, but you're just not used to looking for it.
That's right. You have the big time facilities here, and you can make use of that. Libertyville does quite a few things, and like you say, there is some calls made right on the line of scrimmage, so it takes a little longer to survey the defense.
And probably an early game jitter or two as well. Now it's 1st and 15. They're back at the 6-yard line. Correction, the 11-yard line. Jansen looking for Panico, and he couldn't hang on as he came to the turf. The ball slipped away from his fingertips. That's a nice fade route that they ran successfully against Prospect 2.
He sure put the ball, Jansen put the ball to Panico out there. Did a beautiful job as we have a chance to see the end zone view. Throwing a corner route. He lays out for the ball, but when he hits the ground, the ball pops out. You still have to have possession. Good call by the official.
Yeah, he got behind the defenders, Predl and Chartrand, and he was open, just couldn't hang on. So brings up a 2nd and 15 for Libertyville. This time taking it around the outside, John Haas. Haas still on his feet, over the 20, and to the 23-yard line for a pickup of 12 yards.
Some real nice ball handling by Chris Jansen, quarterback. It's real important when you run that kind of inside-outside double back situation that you had. Great faking by your quarterback. That time he faked the ball to Kevin Fontana and gave it to the second back through John Haas.
A 3rd and 3 now coming up for Jansen, who has thrown for over 1,200 yards and also run for over 200 himself. Straight up the middle, Fontana spinning, and I think he got it on the second effort. And they'll get another first down and keep the drive moving as he gets the ball up to about the 27-yard line.
Ryan Keaton, the safety, was forced to make the play there, as we saw. Nice leg drive again. First down, there's your size differential. Libertyville offensive line has got quite an advantage up front. Likewise, on the other side of the ball, Oswego will have a size advantage on their offensive front.
3 wideouts to the right side. As Jansen with protection finds Tommy Pierce, and he has got a first down at the 43-yard line. Defended on the play by Predl, and a gain of 16 yards and a first down, and Libertyville getting out from the shadow of their goalpost.
They are, and Tom, you know, they're not afraid to throw it into a pretty stiff wind, so this is a good thing. The footing's good out there. Jansen puts the ball right on the money. They're blending run and pass, keeping the Panthers guessing defensively.
Libertyville averaging 42 running plays a game to 13 passes, and you can see obviously the ratio stays the same in terms of yardage gain. Panico in motion, but Fontana with a nice hole, and he's up to the 46-yard line, but a penalty marker was thrown at the line of scrimmage across the way. And so they will sort it out. Libertyville out of the North Suburban Conference. Oswego out of the Central State 8. Oh, that one's going to go against the Panthers. Lined up in the neutral zone.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5 yards. You beat first down.
So it brings up 1st and 5 at the 48. This is the first drive of the game for Libertyville. Oswego has yet to touch the football. Jansen rolling out. He's got some room. Nice cutback. And he gets good yardage close to the first down marker. Good recognition there by Jansen to find that room as our officials for the game here in 7A. Clifton Rogers, the referee, Howard Harris, Anthony Smith, the umpire, Theodore Ross, the line judge, and Joseph Slayton is the back judge. I'll tell you what, the guys in black and white today that we've been watching have done outstanding jobs today. But you know something? They admit it's cold because they're wearing the long sleeves.
That's right.
Takes a bit for those guys to admit it's actually a little cold out there. 2nd and short from Oswego's 48. Countering it around is John Haas. You'll see a lot of motion out of their backfield, Jim, and you really got to be alert defensively to see who's got the ball in their backfield.
That's right, and LaFollette was a running guard that play, leading interference, and the linemen for Libertyville, although they average 239 pounds, are very mobile. In fact, big number 54, Dave Moosman at 6'5", 265, also really has great feet, only a junior.
Libertyville over 40 points a game, just under 30 points a game in the postseason. 11th play of this drive from the 45 of Oswego. Penalty marker thrown on the carry by Santino Panico. The marker back at the 43-yard line as Panico was stretching out the play.
Yes, he was, and Mohs was leading the play there. Mohs, number 71 there. Panico used him quite well, finding the running lanes. We'll see what the flag is.
Dan is going to be illegal block in the back against Libertyville, and that'll cost him 10 yards.
Had a few flags early in the game. Like you say, everybody's aggressive, anxious.
Well, and I think that's a good sign that it appears that the butterflies aren't there.
Both.
They're out there ready to go.
They're ready to go.
So
Eddie Pinnenberg made the defensive decision along with the coaching staff for the Panthers.
Holding on the offense. First down.
ball moved back to the Libertyville 47-yard line. Again, 10 yards from the spot of the foul, not from the line of scrimmage. So from the 47, it'll be 1st and 18. As you take a look at Chris Jansen, the 6'5" senior, very mobile for a young quarterback his size. And he's dropping back. A middle screen. Fontana's got it. He's got room to run. And he slips and goes down at the 37-yard line. And another big gain of 16 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and short.
Nice call. Very nice call. The Wildcats sent 4 receivers straight up the field. And middle screen there, well executed to Kevin Fontana. Has excellent speed, as we saw early in the game.
Again, Fontana had appeared on the reverse to have returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown, but it was nullified by a penalty. Here is 2nd and 3. This to the 35-yard line on the carry by the quarterback, Chris Jansen. Against Prospect, Libertyville showed a tendency to strike quick, but they're showing here they can eat up the clock because Oswego's offense is saying, hey, don't we get the ball sometime here tonight?
Yeah, and we're at 5:19 right now, and Oswego hasn't had a shot at it. If you don't have your hands on the ball, we're going to get a measurement here.
They needed to get the ball just about squarely on the 35 as they'll bring the chains in from across the way. This is our battle for the 7A state championship. One more yet to go tonight.
Oh, look at that.
1st down for Libertyville.
About the width of a credit card.
That's one of those, if you use a clean football, you probably don't get the 1st down. You put a little wad of mud on the front there and you get that 1st down. Of course, doing that on an artificial surface would be an interesting trick. First down for Libertyville. 14th play of this drive. That has used up nearly 7 minutes of the opening quarter thus far. And Jansen. And it's picked off. Intercepted by Matt Jernstad. And Oswego will get the football on offense at its own 35-yard line. Matt Jernstad, one of the two tough linebackers inside for Oswego.
Great play by Jernstad. He got dropped, got his nice level. Jansen tried to go over the middle, and the under coverage picked off the ball.
All right, let's take a look offensively at the lineup for the Panthers of Oswego, with quarterback Jeff Zimanick, with the offensive line Kolovich, Kerry Kubiak, Dan Rivera up the middle, Robert Hoyland, Sean Staffeldt. Zimanick, the quarterback, Stanishevsky, has been blocking a lot of times this year for Jeff Davis. Receiving threats Sidney Upchurch, Crackle, and Pinnenberg. Straight up the middle. On the carry, that is Davis. Just hammers it right up the middle. It's sort of like announcing your presence with authority. That's exactly what they did on the first play. Defensively, they will run a five-man front. Arcaro, Pritchard, Ryan Gavigan, Raphael Kaplan, the nose tackle, and Jeff Fontana. He's a younger brother of the running back. The linebackers, Norcia and Bishop. And the secondary, Kevin Burns, Kyle Brewitt, Brennan Matthews, and the two-way player, Santino Panico. 2nd and 5 from the 3. Penalty marker is down and the play is halted just as it gets underway. And we'll sort out the yellow marker.
Number 36 is in at fullback also, Tom. Lawrence.
Prior to the snap, we have encroachment on defense. First down.
So the 5 yards will be marked off against the Wildcats. And it'll give them a first down and a fresh set of downs for the Panthers as they have the ball at their own 46.
Dwayne Stanishevsky's coming in right now. He's their normal fullback, like you had mentioned. Great blocker up front.
There's Davis just driving it right up the middle. Of course, the big thing that we talked about at the very start of the broadcast is, as you take a look, for the Libertyville Ball Club, one of the outside defenders there, Matt Arcaro. But the huge size of the offensive line. Kolovich at 250, Kubiak at 225, Rivera at 220, Hoyland at 245, and Staffeldt, the tackle at 260. Davis, a workhorse, bounces outside, trying to break away from Brennan Matthews. But another big gain for Davis as he gets the ball to the 46-yard line.
Nice stretch play there by Oswego. Getting zone blocking, a lead blocker. Jeff Fontana did a nice job for Libertyville there, number 32, the younger brother of Kevin Fontana.
There you take a look at the comparison weight-wise in the trenches. That Oswego offensive line, a running back's dream at 240 pounds a man. They're blitzing. Davis can't get the first down as he stopped right back at the line of scrimmage.
That was a big play, and Libertyville brought more defenders up front and blitzed through the gaps. 4th down. I'm sure I would think they would punt it in this situation.
Oswego averaging 47 running plays a game to 10 passing, and obviously averaging over 255 yards on the ground per game. And they have run up some gaudy numbers offensively, especially in the playoffs.
There's Carl Hoinkes, done a great job. Here's a quick play. They're going for it. Look at that.
First down. Stanishevsky on the carry. And it's inside the Libertyville 40-yard line.
Boy, they just hurried up to the line of scrimmage. It looked like they were going to punt the ball. All of a sudden, hurried up. Quick counted. That was an interesting play. Stanishevsky here to the outside. He bounces it out, makes contact, but it's never stopped. He's nothing but elbows and kneecaps.
Now a penalty marker is down. They've reset the chains for a first down at the 40-yard line of Libertyville.
Sideline warning for Oswego.
Sideline warning, that's a warning, so there's no flag here initially.
So meaning if they have to be reprimanded again, it would be a penalty.
That's right. And they want him back off the sidelines. There's a lot of excitement in the air by both teams. That was a big play. A gamble by Coach Hoink has paid off.
This Oswego ball club, ground-oriented running play, trying to battle for extra ground as Stanishevsky gets a couple of yards. This Oswego team, 220 yards on the ground against Downers, 394 yards against East St. Louis, 331 yards against Bolingbrook. You take a look at the scoring averages for Oswego, and 443 yards of total offense against Alton. I mean, those are some gaudy numbers against some good teams. Very
good defenses, too. And they're patient. They'll be patient, but they're setting up a play-action situation.
2nd and 7 from the 37 of Libertyville. Davis bottled up inside, and a good job cutting in Jeff Fontana, the defensive end, Kevin's younger brother, who just lives to play defense, and he made a good stop.
And they flip-flop him from side to side, and that's a couple great plays he's made already early in this football game.
Call it basically no gain. It'll be 3rd and 7 from just inside the 38-yard line.
1 minute and 20 seconds left here in this first quarter, and both teams have had one possession.
Long opening possession for Libertyville, resulting though in an interception. Davis pounds it hard inside, first to get to him. Linebacker Matt Norcia, 79 tackles on the year. And you see Eric Pritchard, defensive tackle. 3.3 grade point average. 8 members of the National Honor Society on this Libertyville ball club.
Good student athletes. They certainly know how to run their defense also. Really beating 4th down now.
4th and 7. Zimonich's going to throw. Instead, he keeps.
He got it.
And it looks like he got the first down. Wow, that's some hard-nosed football right there on both sides of the football. Hard running by Zimonich and some hard hitting from the Libertyville defense.
He made that on his own. There he was rolling out looking for the deep sideline pattern. It was covered, and he did a great job of cutting back across the grain and getting the first down. Made something out of nothing there. There's his favorite target right there. Sidney Upchurch as a deep threat. They do have the win. We haven't seen a play action yet. It's one-on-one coverage out there.
When you run the ball like they do, the wind's usually not a factor. Here's Davis getting good blocking, and he's to the 25-yard line where he picks up 4 more. And that is the end of the first quarter. It went by in a hurry. One possession for each team as the first quarter has come to an end on the scoreboard. All right, local stations, we're going to let you show off your local sponsors. We're going to take a timeout. Second quarter coming up from Memorial Stadium after we hear from our local stations.
We are back at Memorial Stadium, and we bring you the story of the Orange Flamingos. Yes, they used to be pink. 13 of them on the Libertyville sideline representing each Libertyville win. There's room for one more flamingo right here. I asked this young lady back here, why orange flamingos? And she said, why not? And I can't think of a better answer than that. Back to you, Tom.
And Lee's insanely jealous. He wants those on his lawn tomorrow. We can work that out. On the second down play, a carry to the 24-yard line. And it'll bring up third down and about 4 yards to go for Oswego. Take a look at the stats in the first quarter. Each team with just one possession in the opening frame. And a 14-play drive there for Libertyville.
Yeah, Kyle Brute, nice corner play there on that last defensive stand at perimeter. Libertyville right now is looking like this is 4 for 10 territory. They got 2 more downs to stop the Panthers. Timeout, looks like.
On a 3rd and 4.
Timeout, Oswego.
And so the Panthers take their first time out of the game with just 41 seconds gone here in the second quarter.
And you know how important this game is because Dave Moosman's in there on defense also.
All right, we've got a timeout here in Champaign as we take this timeout to hear from our network stations. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. 11:19 left to go in the second quarter. Tom Stalker, Jim Covert with you here at Memorial Stadium as we're getting ready to crown our 7th champion of the weekend with one more yet to go. That one coming up between Lockport and Maine South.
Big play here, Tom.
3rd and 4. And the pass is complete. Upchurch, who has been the favorite receiver of the Seminiks all season long. You know, other teams have tried to stack up 9 in the box against Oswego, but Upchurch has had a big year. 30th reception of the season.
And that's a gutsy call. It's a 3rd down in 4 for 10 territory, and he hits a nice slant end pattern. Well thrown. We had a plugging linebacker there too.
That was the 11th play of the drive. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Change that now. 14th play of the drive coming up. Fumble by Davis. And he wisely just tries to fall on it instead of attempting to pick it up. Don Johnson is also working with us here in the stands. Don, what do you got?
I'm down here with a group of the super fans from Libertyville High School. 3 busloads to Barrington. You guys have been wearing the shirts for how? We got the best fans in the state, baby. Best fans in the state. That's all. They've been in Dugan for 3 years. They've followed the team every game, and they think they're the best fans in the state. You can hear them. Let's go back upstairs.
Don was a smart one. He has the jacket on.
Right.
2nd and 17. And he throws it right into the hands of a defender.
Bishop
Knocked out of bounds by Davis at the 44-yard line. 30 yards on the interception return, and that's one that Simnick would like to have back.
He wouldn't. He was trying to buy time, but the pressure. Here he goes on a rollout. Excellent pressure. There's Fontana. He throws it up. Bishop picks it off. He's off to the races. Got some blocking. Look at Moosman outfield in front of him. He ran out of room, but that's a big-time play, and both defenses have made good plays. Oswego made the play when Jernstad picked off the ball, and Bishop Fontana just made a great defensive play.
If that ball had fallen incomplete, he probably would have been called for intentional grounding since he was in the grasp at the time, but Libertyville in great shape at the 45. And all that motion breaking free for Libertyville is John Haas. On that counter around, it'll bring up 2nd down as he gets it inside the 45-yard line, a 2nd and long 9.
And Santino Panico, as dangerous a runner and athlete as he is often used as a decoy, as we just saw there. Put him in motion, fake the ball to him, and bring Haas back the other way. A lot of misdirection.
A.D. Pennenberg, you see, one of the linebackers now coming the other way. Chris Davis there in the offensive line on a 2nd and 9.
Double
they had
motion.
2 men in motion, and nothing. It wasn't called back. Not much of a gain on the play for the Wildcats, but they had both Panico and Haas in motion at the same time.
Canadian football.
I know it's cold. I know it's cold. I don't think it's that cold.
Well, both wingbacks will have a chance to see. We're in motion, but it was something that happened real quickly. We'll have a chance to see right here. Here and here. There they are, right there next to each other. Both went in motion at the same time.
Is that a rouge? Never could understand the Canadian rules. 3rd and 6. Chris Jansen. The protection breaks down, and he goes down at the 45. He coughs up the football, and looks like Libertyville has recovered back at the 49 of Oswego.
A lot of things happening on the defensive side of the ball. You know, you draw up all these great plays, but he had a curl pattern he was looking for. If you can see up at the top of the screen, steps up to avoid the rush, tackle from the backside, and then the ball comes out, and there's a scrum, and you never know who's going to recover. I can't tell by looking at that group, but it was Libertyville.
Rob Enck, the nose guard for Oswego, had it for just a moment. It popped up right into his hands, but he was so surprised he couldn't hang on to it. A 4th and 14, and the punt for Libertyville's Kevin Fontana.
Look at this.
It rolls. It's a touchback.
Good call by the official.
Great effort by the coverage for Libertyville to get downfield to try to keep that one and pin it inside the 5-yard line.
Thought they were going to try to bat it back. Instead, their momentum carried the ball into the end zone. Nice effort, though, by Fontana and number 17, Matt Norcia.
Now, this game has taken on the characteristic of a defensive battle right now, though we've had a couple of long drives. The drives abruptly coming to an end because of a turnover.
Right, defensive plays, making things happen. That's how, you know, all the yardage these teams have gained last couple of weeks, and right now they're working real hard to get some first downs.
We're in the second quarter of the 7A state championship. Davis right up the middle to the 24-yard line, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 6. Jeff Davis in the first round against Alton, 247 yards, 3 touchdowns. Second round against Bolingbrook, 208 yards and 3 touchdowns. And against East St. Louis, 226 yards.
They're patient with Jeff Davis. They'll give him a lot of carries. They've got that big line surge, and with Dwayne Staniszewski as a lead back, here we go again. There's Staniszewski inside.
He tries to bounce outside, a penalty marker thrown at the line of scrimmage on the play as he gets to the 27 for a gain of 3, but we'll have to sort out the penalty marker. Libertyville's defense, Randy Kosieski told me, really didn't come together until later in the season. So they were giving up a lot of big plays, and it was a case early in the year of their offense being able to outscore what the defense was allowing.
Face mask, 5 yards, first down.
And Coach Kosieski also is the defensive coordinator, so I'm sure he takes a lot of pride in wanting the defense to come up to the same level as offensive side of the football for his football team.
10th year as the head coach for Randy Kosieski, 26th year overall at the program. He had been promoted from defensive coordinator to head coach. Oswego 1st and 10 from the 32. Zimnick wants to throw, and it's off the fingertips of Staniszewski off in the flat on the left side, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well defended. I was looking at Upchurch. He was covered also up the field quite tightly by the cornerback.
There's a guy, Staniszewski. This will make a believer out of you. 241 yards in their 38-13 regular season win over Morris on October the 10th. That's the game that opened a lot of eyes out there in the western neck of the woods in the Chicago suburbs.
No doubt, and he's a real journeyman in there. He really lead blocks a lot. He's just a real solid football player.
From the 32-yard line, Davis quick to get outside and forced out of bounds across the way by the cornerback Kevin Burns, but not before Davis gets out to the 41-yard line.
And Davis will bounce it outside, and he had Sidney Upchurch. You'll see Sidney Upchurch out here trying to stalk block, and that block, if he gets that block, you know, which it's sustained it longer, the corner would not have been able to make that play, and Davis would have been in the end zone. So, you know, wideouts really have to work on sustaining the stalk block upfield.
Libertyville in the playoffs for the 7th consecutive year, but in the finals for the first time. 2nd consecutive for Oswego. They've only missed the playoffs 2 times since 1986. And a first down on second effort up to the 45-yard line for Oswego.
Davis carries.
And a fresh set of downs for the Panthers.
Big Aaron Miller, who plays quite a bit at left tackles in there now also for Oswego. He doesn't lower the average. He's 6'5", 300-pound junior. I don't think there's much turkey or stuffing left in their refrigerator at home, do you?
Let me tell you something. It'd take a year's salary to feed that offensive line.
That's for sure.
There you see the first down comparison. Oswego at its own 45 with a 1st and 10. Zimnick hands up to Staniszewski, and he gets to the line of scrimmage and then driven back by the Libertyville defense.
Eric Pritchard, really a nice play there inside that time. Got good penetration. Number 77, Pritchard here. We'll have a chance to watch. Defensive line up, and there he comes through. Playing off a block, playing off number 70's block, and 70 is a good line, and that's Sean Staffeldt.
Staniszewski thrown for a 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13.
He's saying, come on, guys, block up front, would you? But he can say that because he's a blocker himself.
Yeah. Davis Gets back to the original start of this drive, or I should say the first start of this. Take a look now from the 44-yard line here as we take a look at the play again.
Watch Staniszewski lead block for Davis right here on the perimeter. Right there's a collision going on as number 2 comes up. That's Kenny Glassman. Did a nice job of getting low at 5'8", 155-pound corner. Little guys can be tough too.
Yeah, Kenny Glassman, a 3.935 GPA. Excels on the field and in the classroom. Blitz coming defensively. Zimmernick rolling out, in trouble. Drop for a loss on the play by Jeff Fontana, all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
What a game he's having. I'll tell you, he's made some great plays on the perimeter, and Bishop, as you'd mentioned, came on, he times the blitz beautifully. So here we have the rollout, and Fontana makes the play and ramps him up. And after that last pass, it was forced. You know, Jeff Zimmernick, I think, was a lot smarter just holding on to the ball and try to unload and make the big play.
Fontana, a former running back, is really taken to this defensive line stuff. As the punt for Ryan Lavender, averaging 33 yards a punt this year and getting a very good roll against the wind. And the Panthers will down it inside the Libertyville 30-yard line with just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. A punt of 36 yards.
36 yards on the punt.
Take a look at the information about the two cities and the schools. Oswego from Oswego and Libertyville from Libertyville. You see the relative populations, Kendall and Lake County, and the enrollment. Oswego, the larger of the two schools from the Suburban Prairie Conference, and Libertyville proudly representing the North Suburban Conference. And wanting to bring a second state title up there to Route 176, while Oswego looking for its second state championship in football overall. Chris Jansen trying to buy some time as he gets free to the sidelines, and he's forced out of bounds, but not before he gets up close to the 40-yard line. He just put a good stiff arm into the defensive end, Steve Penrod, and that bought him some extra time to get free to the sidelines.
He gets out on that perimeter. They do that shuffle slide blocking with number 33. Have a chance to roll out Kevin Fontana. He makes something out of nothing there. The coverage was good, and he showed exceptionally good speed for a big quarterback.
Stepped out of bounds after a gain of 7. It's second down and 3 yards to go. Jansen with 3 receivers to the far side of the field. Panico goes in motion. And right up the gut with the ball is Kevin Fontana. Fontana with 20 touchdowns this year, averaging 7 yards a carry. And another first down for Libertyville.
Well, the Fontana brothers have been quite instrumental. One on defense and one on offense. As we have a chance to see it. A little counter off of it. Panico again being a decoy on that play. Number 9, they fake the ball to him going laterally, and Fontana gets back on the counter.
First and 10 from the Wildcat 48-yard line. Spread formation with 4 wideouts, but going right up the middle with it is Kevin Fontana as he dives across the 50 to the 49-yard line for a gain of 3 yards. Fontana, 5'11" senior.
That's the inside drive again, or the belly series, if you wish. Fake, have 2 backs hitting, one in the guard tackle gap and one outside.
Never say belly series the day after Thanksgiving, okay? From the 49,
look at that.
second and 7, and a quick snap right up the middle. And they get it to the 44-yard line, and that's a quick 5 yards right there.
And that play was between the quarterback and the center, basically. He pressured, and the ball was snapped. Jansen gave Dugan the right pressure. He snapped the ball because you didn't see anybody else really coming off. That's the old goose play, they call it.
Jansen coming off of what Randy Kosieski has called his best game of the year in that semifinal win against Prospect. 3rd and 2 for Libertyville. Pulls that ball back out and hands it off to Haas. And Haas has a first down to the 40-yard line of Oswego.
And there he handed to the second back off that drive series, faking the ball to Fontana, giving it to Haas. And the wingback, Santino Panico, was, had to hold his block for a long time. He does a lot of blocking there on the perimeter.
Haas had a 14-yard touchdown to cap off the first drive in their win over Prospect in the semis. You take a look at Kevin Fontana lining up as the lone setback. And we've got a timeout, looks like.
Timeout.
Libertyville.
Libertyville.
2 minutes to go. Big decisions here.
Well, you really got to work at clock management the way the clock has gone so very quickly in so far this first half. We'll do some commercial management right here as we take a timeout to hear from our network sponsors. Tom Stalker, Jim Covert with you at Memorial Stadium of the campus of the University of Illinois. The clock can get away from you quickly with these two teams running the ball a lot. Jim, already just 2:05 remaining in the first half.
That's right, and that's why these opportunities to get a few points on the board are so important. We got 2 minutes to go, Tom.
From the Oswego 40, the Wildcats have it 1st and 10.
Uh-oh.
A little mix-up in the backfield, and Jansen's going to throw, looking down, and it is caught for a touchdown by Ryan Smith. A 40-yard touchdown reception. It looked like a mix-up in the backfield, Jim, and all of a sudden, there goes Smith streaking down the sideline.
It was a fake off the inside drive series. They've been running the last couple of plays, so it took quite a while to get both fakes in, and number one, Ryan Smith, just takes off upfield. You'll see him. And just really had great concentration on that pass. Good execution.
They're going to line it up here for Ryan Gavigan. And on a fake,
he didn't get it
they're
either.
trying for two, and they didn't get it. Trying to carry it in was, looked like Fontana. Trying to cross up the defense as the center and the holder and the kicker were lining up an attempted kicking point after, but it's a 6-0 lead for Libertyville.
They do that all the time and either shift over or run some type of two-point conversion. So we'll have a chance to see Chris Jansen go deep here. We had the first fake. There's the second fake off the inside drive. Now he's got a pivot, and he airs one out on a streak pattern straight up the field to Ryan Smith, and he has great concentration. He had about a yard or a step on number 22, Mike Carlton, the corner.
He didn't have a lot of room to make that catch, and he made a great adjustment to hit the deck and cradle that football there in the end zone for the touchdown. That's a heck of a play by the receiver.
It is, and a nice touch on the ball by the quarterback, because the wind's at your back, but you know, usually you can get overthrows there.
And also, how about Jansen's presence of mind when it looked like there's a little too much traffic in the backfield?
It was a faking to both backs, which took quite a while, but then again, he just pivoted and threw from that point, because that gave Ryan Smith enough time to get up the field.
So now the kickoff from Ryan Gavigan. Jeff Davis takes it on the run, getting outside, but a great job on the coverage. Kevin Burns kept him from turning the corner, and Oswego will take it over 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
That was a real nice open field tackle, as you mentioned, by Kevin Burns. You're one-on-one out there with the best running back Oswego's got in open space. That's the guy, if you're Oswego, you want to see with the ball in open space. Jeff Davis.
So Libertyville scoring on the big play, and now less than 2 minutes. You take a look at the stats on the scoring drive. They went 71 yards, 6 plays, just over a couple of minutes, and capped it off with a big 40-yard touchdown strike. Davis, second man through, and he's to the 32-yard line after picking up 6 yards.
And Coach Hoinkes isn't going to press any panic button here. There's 1:40 to go. 1 touchdown game, 6 points. He's going to still run his offense. And they could break that run, you know, you don't panic.
And Davis is one of those guys that doesn't feel like he's had a day at the office unless he carries the ball 20 times in a contest.
That's very true.
Popping through up the middle is the fullback Stanishevsky, and he's up close to midfield at the 48-yard line, a 16-yard gain.
Coach Hoinkes likes his field position a little better there. Stanishevsky pops straight in there, just a straight ahead dive on it. We'll have a chance to see him coming right towards us. Great angle. What a nice plot view there of that right guard just turning his man, hitting the hole quick. Just as good as a pass, except the clock's running.
Good recognition by Staniszewski, as well as looking for Upchurch. And did he make the catch? Yeah, he stayed in bounds there at the 48-yard line of Libertyville. Picks up 4 and a 2nd and 6 coming up, and stopped the clock with 59 seconds to go in the half.
Quick little out pattern to Sidney Upchurch. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see a sidelining up. Now, if you're in the secondary, you should be thinking that if you're playing on Libertyville side of the ball. Don't jump on that out route too quickly. There's only 59 seconds left. Got one-on-one coverage out there.
Davis out of the eye, tripped up. As coming over to make the tackle, Eric Pritchard, the 6'4" senior defensive tackle, just got a hand on him and knocked him off balance.
Clock's running.
It'll be 3rd and 4 from the 46-yard line. 38 seconds to go. You got timeouts. You can't carry them over to the second half. You got to use them. Zimanick's going to throw. Through the hands of Upchurch at the 35-yard line, covered by Kevin Burns.
That was a, boy, he put something on that, Zimanick did. Deep sideline pattern, into the wind, incomplete.
That's one of those kind of passes that drills right through that wind. Good authority, good spiral.
He's got the gloves on, should help a little. 4th down and 4.
And 23 seconds to go in the first half. Meanwhile, Adam Bishop
Timeout.
Call the plays. We get a timeout called by Oswego. And they'll have 1 remaining. I kind of thought they let the clock get away before that play, Jim.
Well,
you got a couple of timeouts.
A little bit, a little bit.
Of course, you are 46 yards away, but you got a chance here to come right back and answer that touchdown. You take a look at some of the tough scheduling. Warren, Gurney Warren, Maine South.
Libertyville, yep, real tough schedule.
7 playoff opponents.
These are the 3 that have played 7 teams out of the 9 during the regular season that made the playoffs. So Maine South, Warren, Libertyville is one of them, and then was that St. Rita, I think, in 6A. That's a tough schedule.
23 seconds to go. The clock will resume on the snap of the football as Jeff Zimanick, the 6-foot senior, looks for the quick out, and it's underthrown. May have been tipped at the line. And that's going to turn it over to Libertyville on downs with 20 seconds to go. You got the wind at your back.
Yeah.
You might try for a quick strike.
Yeah, or you get the ball underneath. You run people up the field and get the ball underneath to somebody like Santino Panico and let them run with the ball after the catch.
So Libertyville will take it over on downs at the Wildcat 46. With just 20 seconds left in the second quarter, and they lead 6-0. As you would expect, spread formation. That was Ryan Smith in motion. The pass hung on to by Tommy Pierce at the 40-yard line. They'll have to stop the clock to move the chains.
Nice square end pattern by Tommy Pierce, and a good ball put right on the money by Chris Jansen.
Here's the 5'11" senior, a 14-yard reception.
Timeout. Libertyville.
15 seconds, and you know what? They're going to try to get another first down or 2, maybe even kick a field goal with a wind behind them, Tom.
And they now have 1 timeout remaining to see if they can squeeze as much as they can out of those remaining 15 seconds.
It's ironic how the clock kind of worked against Oswego on that last series, isn't it?
Libertyville looking for their first boys state championship. The girls soccer team with state championships 10 years apart. Well, I tell you what, they had an overflow crowd at the semifinal game at Libertyville last Saturday night. They were packed in all over the place. The non-football state title for Oswego. The girls bowling team struck it rich in 1998. Get it?
Struck it rich.
Get it?
I'm impressed.
Get it?
Here we go.
15 seconds to go. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Jansen dumps it over the middle to Fontana. Fontana trying to break free but couldn't, and a great job by Matt Jernstad. Just got enough to knock him off balance and keep him in the field of play with 6 seconds to go.
Had 5 different receivers out on that. The 4 wideouts ran patterns, and then a slow release by number 33 and a good dump
Time
off.
out. Libertyville.
And the final Wildcat timeout taken for the first half.
They're going to kick it. You know, that was a great play, just like we had mentioned the idea about bringing people underneath there after driving up the field, giving somebody running room, but instead of Panico, it was Fontana who made the play.
And you get a running back like Fontana out there in open field, one-on-one with the defender. Maybe he can elude the single tackler. Coming up for the 8A championship, Lockport looking for their second in a row against Maine South, and their outstanding quarterback out of the Dandy. It's the final of our 8 championships this weekend that we will crown at Memorial Stadium in the 2003 IHSA Boys Football Championships.
Big kick here.
47-yard attempt for Ryan Gavigan. The wind at his back, and it just didn't have enough as it went underneath the bar with 2 seconds remaining. And Oswego will have one more snap of the football.
Just needed to get it up in the air a little bit more to let the wind work with it. You know, it's so cold, though. I think there's some little bit of physics in there, isn't there? About that warm air, that ball takes off the foot a little bit more. I think it's contracted.
Well, the ball more is resilient.
Right?
The air is less dense if it's warmer. It's easier to travel through. And there'll be a quiz on this, by the way, Monday.
That's right.
And I want
But
to make
the
sure you're
bottom
studying
line
up
is they
on
didn't
this.
get the 3.
So it'll be at the 20, a ton of touchback on the missed field goal. And one more snap for Oswego. As Zimmernick will just take a knee, not wanting to have anything crazy happen. And they'll go to the locker room trailing by 6 at the intermission in our battle for the 7A state championship.
Who would have thought it? I mean, we were looking for big points, weren't we?
Let's go down to the sidelines and our colleague Lee Hall.
Hi, Tom, thanks a lot. We're with Randy Kuzieski. Coach, tell us about that touchdown pass.
Well, it was a play we put in on Thursday, practiced a couple times, and Coach Schur called it. Obviously, it worked for us, so it came out on top.
Tell me about your defense. An interception, a couple of sacks out there, doing a pretty good job. Shut out here at the half.
We're playing well on defense. We just have to get our penalties taken care of on offense, so we put the ball in the end zone a little more often.
All right, good luck to you second half.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Tom, back upstairs to you.
Thank you, Lee. Randy Kuzieski, a no-nonsense guy. He's from Alliance, Ohio, which is where his twin brother is the head football coach over there in that Maslin-Canton area. They play a little football over there.
They certainly do, and I think they both played at Northwestern, too, didn't they?
Both played at Northwestern. And a great job Randy's done in building that program. They got a brand new set of lights, beautiful lights over there a couple of years ago. And they've done a great job getting that facility up to snuff. Halftime of the 7A battle as Libertyville leads Oswego by the score of 6-0 back after we take this timeout.
And welcome back to Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Illinois. We're at halftime. Libertyville with a 6-0 lead over Oswego. Does Oswego care? I bet you'd never guess. These are the Oswego Cheerleaders, and it can be hazardous duty. This is Sarah. Sarah, show them your eye, honey. Look at that. What in the world did you do?
I got hit in the face with a sign.
What did the sign say?
It said go.
And you didn't go, did you? You did not go. Are you going to be... You're playing hurt. It should have said duck. That it's not only football players that play hurt. We appreciate that. Tell me about what you guys have been doing to get ready for this big state championship game. You guys haven't been here since you've been alive, probably. Well, you were young.
Hey, I was alive.
You were alive, but you were young.
I was real young. I wasn't even in school yet. Oh, we've just been practicing like crazy. That's all.
Pep rally is a whole lot of community spirit.
What did you guys do at the pep rally?
Just lots of cheers, lifts. Got pumped up. Yep.
Who's in the back? Where? Who's telling me there's a little girl? Somebody's telling me there's... What did you do to get ready for all this? You got eye black on. Look at this. They've even got eye... I didn't even notice that. I thought it was a bad mascara job. I'm sorry. Tell me about the eye black. You're kind of bonding with a football player.
Yeah, we put this on to, you know, cheer the team on, you know, just look good, look football.
I tell you what, black eyes, eye black. I mean, you guys are tough. Give me an Oswego cheer to send us out here.
SWEGOCHERS, 'cause we are the best.
All right, thank you. All right, that's Oswego. And now Libertyville Wildcats. All right, now we've got our first gentleman cheerleader today. That's Peter. I saw his name, Peter. That's Peter. And this is the Wildcat, Willie. How you doing? I'm doing good. Okay. He's the poor cousin of Tigger, apparently. Tell me what you guys have been doing. Who wants to talk? Oh, no, just call me Lee, really. Tell me what you guys have been doing to get ready for this week. I'm sure it was pretty crazy around school this week.
Oh, yeah, it was actually really crazy. We had a lot of spirit going on and stuff. We decorated their locker room and gave them cards. Yeah, pep rally, balloons, everything.
What's the hardest thing about being a cheerleader?
Yeah, staying warm for sure. We're freezing, but it's fun, so we don't care.
All right, I want to see one, and you guys have been really good about getting the crowd into it, I've noticed. I want to see one of those cheers where you shake the shoulders, whatever that is. So give me one of them shoulder shakers. No? All right, well, just do whatever you want then. What the heck? Pretty good. How come you didn't want to? How come when I said do one of those shoulder shakers, you guys gave me that look?
Because we had all in line and everything. We can do it. You want to see one?
Do it anyway.
Okay.
You don't have to spread all out. You don't. It's for TV. What do you want me? I'll sing you the song. Oh, now see, now that's what I'm talking about right there.
Go, kids, go!
Now, does your dad know you shake things like that?
He watches it every game.
Okay, all right. My daughter's only a freshman, so I'm not used to that yet, all right? Thank you guys very much. Thank you both. We appreciate it. Good luck to you. Back at Memorial Stadium after these local messages. And welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We're at halftime of our 7A state championship game. It's Libertyville with a 6-0 lead over Oswego here at the half. We're joined now by Ed Stanley. He is a member of a group known as IHSA. Now that is short for what?
The Inter-Association Council of Athletic Officials.
All right, and it's what you say after the game, after you officiate, right? IHSA, after you get so old, right?
In your older years, yeah, you IHSA, that's for sure.
Tell me what your organization's all about.
Well, the organization is really an umbrella group of 14 officials organizations. Each of these official organizations support one of the IHSA sports: swimming, volleyball, basketball, baseball, football, all of the sports. And we're an umbrella group pulling all these people together, trying to get a commonality of the training and the other aspects of the game, so that when you go to a school or go to another place, the officiating is the same wherever you go, and hopefully at a very high quality.
Now you're also doing a little recruiting. I saw you have a booth upstairs up in the foyer. Tell me, there's a shortage of officials in everything, isn't there?
Yes, almost every sport, some worse than others, there is a decline in the quantity of officials that we have, and that's what we're here trying to do. I'm the recruiting chairman for IHSA, and that's my primary job, is to gather up guys, and the officials that come down and help us, they come down at their own expense, their own time. All the IHSA does for us is give us passes so we can get in, but we're doing it all on our we're doing it on our own for the good of officiating. We very much dedicated to this avocation, and we need to keep it alive.
Obviously, you guys are the unsung heroes out here. We couldn't have the games if it weren't for the officials, and you take a lot of heat sometimes, and maybe that's why people don't want to come out maybe as much as they used to, and it's gotten so much worse.
Well, it depends. I mean, there are excellent games where you have good teams, good coaches, and they let us officiate, and those are the games we as officials just look for and remember, because we like it when nobody notices us. Nobody notices us. Who were those guys? That's our favorite saying.
Right. Tell me about, let's say, for example, I want to maybe help out and officiate football. I never played football. I know a little bit about it. How do you go about getting educated? Can people like that be of help? Can they be of service, even if you're not, say, a former player?
Definitely. Last summer, Joe Hall and I taught an 8-week class of football officiating at Wheaton Warrenville South High School up in the Chicago suburbs. We had 44 students sign up, say they were interested. When the class actually started, we had 29, but we had 27 that actually graduated from the class, got their license, and worked games this fall. So we were very proud and pleased of that, but we're going to build on that. We're not going to stop there. We want more, and we need more.
What do you find rewarding? I'm guessing you've been doing it for a number of years. What do you find rewarding about being an official?
Oh, the camaraderie, the games, the whole aspect of being associated with a sport. I played football when I was younger. I love the game. This is the way to stay active, stay associated with that game, and carry it on. I'm pretty old, and you can carry it on for a long time, and it's truly a rewarding experience. The friends you make in the sport are just outstanding. I have 4 friends of ours. We worked 700 games together, and we're like family.
But you are. Are you familiar with the requirements and what the gentlemen have to do to make it to the state championship games here this weekend?
Yes, definitely. Our crew did 3 state championships, and you do it by continuing to improve, study, work good games, get good coaches' ratings, and saying, these guys are the guys we want to see down here. And it's the epitome. These guys that are here today should be very proud. They've climbed a long, high, tough road to get here.
Is there a website or a way people can get a hold of you if they're interested in maybe joining the ranks of the officials?
Definitely. You can start at the Illinois High School Association website, IHSA.com. Our group, IACO.org, we have a website. In fact, Tim Kiefer, our webmaster, is standing right over there. He's done a great job for us. So yes, definitely go on there. We have news on there and information about classes and the clinics that we hold in the various seasons around the year. So yeah, you can find out a lot about it. And we also have links on that site to other local officials organizations that you can join and become a part of when you become an official.
Ed Stanley, you're out of here. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it very much. All right, we can always use good officials. We will be back here for more of your 7A state championship. We'll send it back upstairs, coming back after these local messages. And we're back at Memorial Stadium. The Libertyville band is performing. They were dancing just a minute ago. I was hoping they were going to keep dancing, but let's give a listen in to the Libertyville High School band. That is the Libertyville High School Marching Band. Are you going to play some more? We got one more. What's the next song? What's the next number? You guys take
to our school song.
You guys take any requests?
Oh, all the time.
No Cat Scratch Fever?
No.
Oh, come on. This is the Libertyville school song. Those guys rock. Let's go back upstairs to Tom and Jim.
Lee, you play a mean air trombone down there, I tell you. It's unbelievable. All right, getting ready for the second half. And Jim, in that first half, almost 2 different kind of quarters. Each team with just 1 possession in that opening quarter. Things opened up in the second.
Well, and both teams controlled the ball for 1 series, and not many points scored, 6. So, I mean, this second half, both the coaches in the locker room are talking about how important it is to keep playing the good defense, but put some points on the board with a mixture of run and throw.
Take a look at some of the numbers from the first half as we look at the numbers and take a look and see that obviously the edge Libertyville in passing yards and an edge in total offense. Penalties, you heard Randy Kusieski talk with Lee about that at the end of the first half, time of possession. Oswego winds up with a little edge in that statistic. And some of the other numbers in that first half, and you see that 64 rushing yards for Libertyville, 61 for Oswego. But Libertyville there, Jim, with the edge in the passing.
Right, and a lot of that was the long bomb there right at the end of the quarter, about a 40-some yarder. So that was a well-thrown pass and a nice concentration by Ryan Smith.
Meanwhile, the way that these two teams have run the football so often and so effectively, you know, this is a kind of a game where you got to keep an eye on that clock. Clock management will be important in the second half as we take a look at some of the highlights from that first half.
Well, and a lot of the highlights were defensive highlights, as we had seen. So we're going to have an opportunity to hopefully see some more offense. There's the under coverage. Great interception by number 41, Jernstad, on the under coverage on the cross pattern.
That ended Liberty's first drive, but now you see here as Enck tries to force a pass and threw it
Bishop,
right into the hands of Bishop.
Right, and Fontana made another great play outside on the perimeter, and Bishop was the recipient of his teammate pressure he put on him. Then here's a nice job of scrambling here, fumble, and a recovery. And I think it was recovered by Libertyville, and that was that's just a little fate. And there's your double play action pass. And the long bomb, a well-thrown ball, right on the money, Jansen to Smith for the touchdown. He laid out and was perfectly thrown and great concentration. And that's the scoring.
That's the only score of the first half, a 6-0 lead. Certainly anybody's ball game. Do you see any changes for either of the teams as we go to the third quarter?
Well, you know, I haven't seen a lot of blitzing either side, but I think they're going to just do what they do as far as coming right at them. Oswego's very patient. All it takes is one or two breakout runs, and this game could be over just with that long run.
For Oswego, Davis has been held to under 40 yards on 15 carries. He's been held in check.
Right, he has, and he's one of the young men I was talking about, breaking the long run. We haven't seen Santino, Panico also break out on a long play, so it'll be interesting to see if they can incorporate him more in their offense.
You know, kind of like our game we had earlier in 5 where the defense really ruled in the first half, but things open up in the second. You might see that happen here because, I mean, it was a defensive first half.
Could be, and I also think that your wind is a factor now when you get closer and closer to the end of a ball game. You know, how the wind puts the punting game into play. We haven't seen a lot of punting really, and that can be a real big thing when you get down in your own territory and you get stuffed.
All right, let's set it down to the sidelines and our colleague Lee Hall.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. We're with Coach Hoinkus. Coach, defensive struggle there in the first half. What'd you tell your team at the break?
Well, we told them we had to play better football. You know, we're kind of sitting back a little bit, feeling our way, and they're too good of a football team to do that. So we're going to try to attack a little bit more, you know, make sure the kids are fired up and, you know, just go ahead and get it. They're a great football team, so we're just going to have to play a little bit better.
All right, good luck to you second half.
Thank you very much.
All right, Carl Hoinkus, the head coach of Oswego, back upstairs.
Carl Hoinkus, no-nonsense kind of a guy, and you saw that approach right there.
Well, that's right. He's just saying, let's run harder, break some tackles, and do the fundamentals, because that's what's going to make the difference.
Coming up, we'll have third quarter action in our battle for the 7A state championship after we hear from your local stations. For the 8A championship between Lockport and Maine South to wrap up a great weekend of football here at Memorial Stadium. Oswego will have the choice to begin the second half, and they will receive to the wind at the Panthers'
Start
back.
the second half, Oswego will receive, away from the clock.
And I would tend to think, Jim, that Carl Hoinkus would like to see about a 20-play drive, eat up a lot of clock, and put them in front in the very first drive of the quarter.
That's exactly right, and then make the extra point. Yes, we got a close contest, and that kicking game is going to be big, I think, here. Somewhere along in the second half, we're going to see the kicking game get involved in the outcome of the game.
So the 6-0 lead for Libertyville as the Wildcats take the field. And Ryan Gavigan, number 21, ready to kick it off as one last huddle on the sidelines. for the Oswego Panthers. 1992 state champs in 4A when they beat Geneseo 14-6. How come that score doesn't surprise me? The kind of play that Oswego does, and Geneseo.
Right.
A couple of smash mouth teams.
Need a good return here. They got the wind and the ball, so this is when they have to really take advantage of their opportunity, the Panthers do. They'll probably hit Sydney Upchurch. Look, they Sydney Upchurch sometime when they have the wind deep.
Davis back deep for Oswego. As Gavigan gets the third quarter underway. Davis inside the 15. And he lost the football. And it's fallen on by the Panthers' Matt Jernstad. That ball suddenly popped out of the pile, and Jernstad was in the right place at the right time for Oswego.
How big was that recovery there by Jernstad? That would have changed the game right off the bat with field position. Got to protect that football. It's getting colder, a little harder to handle on. Hang on to.
Panthers will start the drive at the 25-yard line as they trail by a touchdown. Quarterback Jeff Zimmerman sets him up in the eye with Stanishevsky and Davis behind him. Stanishevsky gets the call. Good line search from that huge offensive line for Oswego, and they power up for 5 yards to the 30-yard line.
Hoyland, Rivera, Staffeldt, Kubiak, Kolovich.
A lot of beef in that offensive
sure
line.
Is. Straight ahead that time.
Of course.
They'll take 5 a carry, too.
2nd and 5 for Oswego from the 30-yard line. They'll send Upchurch wide, but this time it's Davis finding the running tough as he gets across the 30-yard line. Gain of a couple to about the 32-yard line, but rough going.
Ryan Gavigan got in there, penetrated, disrupted the play.
Give
Nice
him credit to the 31-yard line. 3rd down and 4 for Oswego.
So right away, a big play. Twins out to the side.
Upchurch and Pinnenberg, but this is Davis. And he's close to the first down. I think he got it. I think he got the ball over the 35-yard line, and that'll give him a fresh set of downs. But he needed a little extra effort right at the end of the play to get the necessary yardage.
He did, and he ran back to the tight end side. Extra blocker, lead back, leading in there.
Nope, they're going to measure.
Yep.
And
look where the spot doesn't look too favorable either, does it?
Not a good spot for Oswego.
That's a matter of perspective. It looks favorable.
Exactly.
Depends what side you're on.
And looks like they're short. Inches short. And a big decision for Carl Hoinkus and the Panthers on 4th down at their own 35-yard line.
Well, when you run the ball the way Oswego does, at this point, does he make this decision and go for it?
Well, they've already been successful 2 of the 3 previous times in 4th down. So I think they're going to try for it here with just inches to go.
Yep.
And when you got a line with the size that Oswego does, you got to feel as a coach you're going to get those inches.
Watch penetration on the defense.
Stanishevsky gets the first down to the 39-yard line and a fresh set of downs for Oswego.
He did. He can get lost in there, too. He's got a low center of gravity, live legs, good size, fights for the yardage. Gutsy call early in this 3rd quarter. Remember that play.
Great surge there from the guard, Robert Hoyland. Sean Staffeldt running through that right side. Gave him the room for the first down as Davis slips and goes down. Looked like he tried to cut. And suddenly the feet went out from under him at the 42-yard line after a gain of 3.
He had a little room, too.
You know, I would think if you're over there on the Oswego side of the field, you're waiting for Davis to break something big. He's had, you know, big games this year, 200 yards consistently. But so far, Davis, 46 yards on 18 carries.
That's what happens against Downers Grove North. They held them in check until right in the fourth quarter.
Now Davis trying to stretch it out, but he's slowed down and brought down a penalty marker on the play on the tackle, Kevin Burns for Libertyville. But let's sort out the flag.
Burns, good job of supporting in the corner play there.
And it's a hold against Oswego. That one hurts.
That really hurts, especially when you're knocking off 4 or 5 a carry. And
we have holding on the offense. Penalty is declined. Third down.
So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 7 from the 42.
3rd and 11, I think.
Oh,
maybe not.
They did move. Yeah, they did. They moved the football.
That's why
back.
they declined it, because it was a good defensive play and they lost yardage originally.
3rd and long. As Zemanek complete across the way, but Stanishevsky hit out of bounds quickly after he hauled in the football just shy of the first down sticks across the way.
They had a flood pattern going. Jeff Zemanek looked deep, middle, and then short. Went to the short receiver, as we'll have a chance. Here we got the rollout here. Ball being thrown by, yeah, he just stayed behind the line. Nice hit there over on the sideline by Matt Norcia. 4th down and less than a yard. Here we go again. They're going for it again.
Second time we're trying to convert it on 4th down. So far, 3 for 4. Stanishevsky, and he may be stopped short.
He got something, but the whistle blow had been blown as he went off to the left side.
Libertyville could come out smelling like roses here, and they'll get it at the 49-yard line of Oswego if he didn't get the yardage. It's first down, Libertyville.
He did not get it. Game of inches. Second gamble did not pay off.
And so Libertyville in great shape in Oswego territory at the 49-yard line, leading by 6 and just over 9 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Let's see if they can Libertyville can take advantage of this opportunity. Midfield.
Fontana, the lone running back now, as they offset that formation. 2 wideouts either side. Fontana now drops right back behind the quarterback. On the counter, John Haas bottled up for a loss on the play. Losing 2 back to the Libertyville 49-yard line.
Nice play defensively there by 99 Alex McGee, and he's 6'5", 275-pound junior. What a big guy up there in the front.
Haas with 51 yards and 2 touchdowns in Libertyville's first round win over Antioch. 2nd and 12 for the Wildcats. Long count there. And keeping it is Jansen to the 44-yard line.
Little follow play there. We saw that last in the 6A game quite a bit by Carmel.
Jansen has rushed for over 200 yards. Coming into the contest, has thrown for nearly 1,300 yards.
3rd and 5.
There's Santino Panico. We have not called his name much
really
today
have
at
not. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear his name right now.
On the quick play action, Jansen brings it back down, and he pays the price. Sacked back at the 49-yard line. Jeremy Swafford in there, one of the defenders for Oswego on the sack.
Well, and you know what? The coverage was good. I would say it would be more of a coverage sack as we get the drop here. A little right action. Coverage looks good. Pulls it down. all of a sudden we get good pressure, and it was a good decision probably not to throw, because as I looked upfield, the secondary coverage was good.
Also a good job by Penrod, who had been taken down on the block and got right back up to put pressure on the play.
Been in a lot of plays. They're punting.
And the punt here for Kevin Fontana will roll inside the Oswego 30 and down at the 29-yard line.
So the gamble didn't hurt Oswego in the long run. That was a nice defensive stand by their front. Good quarterback, Jansen. Got the ball on their 30 now. Chance to put a drive together with about 7 minutes to go, Tom.
Tough to finesse a punt against the wind, just 19 yards on the punt. And Oswego will take it over at the Panther 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, and this one's boiling down now as the clock winds to 7 minutes remaining in the quarter. Becoming more and more of a defensive struggle. Libertyville leading by 6. Zimnick wants to put it up. Now he's going to run with it. And is up to the 37-yard line after a gain of 8 yards on the play.
Good scramble, good decision.
They're the #1 teams in each of the 8 classes in the Associated Press preseason poll. The defending champion, 2-time defending champion, Prospect Knights were #1 in 7A. We're going to crown a new champion. Prospect had won the first 2.
This will be our 3rd one.
First 2 7A titles ever awarded. Both won by Prospect, both times defeating Edwardsville. Edwardsville Tigers coming up runners-up in each of the first 2 years as well. 2nd down and short. Zimnick just gets it away and underthrows, looking for Upchurch up the far sidelines.
Very good pressure there on the quarterback by number 21, Ryan Gavigan.
A little surprised to see perhaps a little more tendency for Oswego to go to the air here.
Well, when you look at the wind, that's what, they're looking at the same clock we are, and they're thinking, we'd only have advantage of the wind with 6 more minutes. And even though they'd rather play action, they're trying to get this a big 3rd down play, though. 3rd and 1 again. You got it.
Stanishevsky gets the 1st down to the 41-yard line after he picks up 4 yards. Boy, this has become a game suddenly, Jim, of consistently crucial 3rd and shorts and 4th down tries.
It really has. Stanishevsky's getting some of that straight ahead yardage. Great leg drive behind an outstanding offensive line. Libertyville's holding up quite well in the pit also.
On the 1st and 10, the quick hitter up the middle for Stanishevsky. He picks up 5 yards. Good leg drive, finally brought down on the play by defensive tackle Ryan Gavigan.
He's injured, it looks like. He's a pretty tough young man. In a limp back to the huddle.
Adam Bishop also on the tackle is Wayne Stanishevsky. 5.2 yards per carry average and 20 touchdowns coming into the finals tonight. 2nd and 6 from the 46. Linebackers are coming. Davis in trouble, and he tries to pitch the ball off. The ball is loose. Penalty markers are down.
It looks like rugby. Wow. Another blitz well timed out on the inside. Really disrupted the play.
This is going to be an interesting replay.
This will be an interesting replay, won't it? And there's a flag involved. There's a blitz. Bishop, 46, disrupts the play. Davis is hit behind the line of scrimmage. I think the penalty might be on the line. The tackler off of Davis. Look at that.
We had a legal forward pass, no foul.
No foul. Is that what he said?
I think he said it was a legal forward pass and no foul. It can't be a legal forward pass and no foul. I didn't quite understand. It was a legal forward pass on the play. It is ruled incomplete.
Got it.
So there's no recovery, no fumble. It's
almost like a shuffle pass that was incomplete. It's not a fumble, it's a forward pass.
Or as us old timers used to call them, a Utah pass. Lee Grosscup, Utah quarterback, used to make that play famous a lot of years ago. It'll be 3rd and 6 on the incomplete pass at the 46 for Oswego. 3rd down conversions. Oswego has struggled at 3 of 9. And again, Zimnick wants to throw. Putting it up long. And a great catch at the 30-yard line. Hauled down across the way by the young receiver, a 28-yarder. Jake Whitpalick comes up with it.
Jake Whitpalick here, we're going to see he runs a sideline and up route, a flat and up route. You need a lot of time to throw it. And there he is. It's a jump ball. That's good coverage. It's just great concentration.
First catch there for.
Another look at it. Just great concentration.
5'10" junior, 16-year-old. He comes up with a big first catch and a first down at the 30-yard line. Stanishevsky.
He's a workhorse right now. Give me the ball, coach. I'll go on a straight line right in behind my big lineman. Got big number 75 in there now. He's running the left side.
At the 24 of Libertyville, 2nd and 4. Just over 4 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Look at that young man. Only a junior, Aaron Miller, 6'5", 300 pounds, running that left side. He comes off the football.
A keeper by Zimnick. Out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
What a great fake. Everybody was looking for Stanishevsky inside. He pulls the ball. Zimnick, beautiful play. Watch it. Here we go. Yeah. Great action. Look at the hook block on the outside by number 70. He's off to the races. He's got a great angle, protects the ball, keeps it in his outside arm. That was set up beautifully by all of the inside dive work to his fullback. Here we see another view of it. Showing good speed to the outside. All about ball handling and faking there.
1st and goal from the 5. Stanishevsky gets to the 4. As they umpile the bodies, Stanishevsky stopped there on the play by Jeff Fontana, the 6-foot junior defensive end, who was sidelined a lot of the year by injury. The former running back.
On that breakout run time, you know, that's why you always teach your quarterbacks to carry out their fakes when they hand off the ball, because after a while, people start to ignore them a little bit. So that time, he did the same thing, faked into the line, but really took off, had the football, and it was a nice block.
Time out. Oswego.
Staffeldt, number 7, he made a great block on that play.
Panthers have taken a timeout, so will we. Just over 3 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter as we hear from our network sponsors. Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. Tom Stocker, Jim Covert coming up. A 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line for Oswego, trailing by 6.
And 80 Pinnenberg is in here now, number 31 in that cheated up lead blocker. There's 2 blockers up, in fact. Oh, my God.
And they give it around. Stanishevsky. He's in for the touchdown. No, not Stanishevsky. Touchdown.
Gladys Lawrence.
Yeah, Gladys Lawrence comes in and gets the call, sweeping around and went in, and the game is tied pending the point after.
That was a really great misdirection play because they ran away from where you had your double lead blockers.
For the point after, Brian Schaefer. He's hit 43 of 55 this year out of the hold of Ryan Keaton. And Oswego is in front with 3 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, leading Libertyville 7-6. Wow, some big plays. The big passing play, the keeper by Zimnick.
And Lawrence, really, that fooled everybody because I think everybody was looking for Davis in there right in behind those double lead blockers, and they ran a counter off it.
Watch it again. Watch the sweep there from the right to left on the counter play.
You'll have a chance to see here. You've got both your blockers coming in, but you got the counter play on the reverse. Everybody was thinking the one side. Nice blocking there by number 64. Hoyland. Excellent counter, and you know, we hadn't heard much about Lawrence, and he's made a couple runs today, and that was the biggest one he's ever made, I'm sure. State championship game, counter play for a touchdown, and the extra point is the difference.
One more champion still to be crowned. Will it be Lockport repeating, or will it be Maine South? That'll be coming up right after this. Suddenly, this stadium has come to life after the touchdown by Oswego, and the Panthers up by a point. And the kick coming from Matt Jernstadt. Panico watches it sail with the aid of the wind through the end zone, and the Wildcats will take it over at the 20-yard line. Well, suddenly this game has taken on a completely different turn and complexion, and now Libertyville.
Coach Hoinkus on the sideline. He was a gambler a couple times, and it's paid off. They're on the board, 7-6. Let's see if Libertyville can respond into the win with 3:15 in the third.
Chris Jansen handing it off, and stuffed at the line is Fontana, as the defense for Oswego just swamps him for a loss of a yard on the play.
They're motivated. It's a momentum changer. This is a big offensive series for Libertyville, because right now with this situation, the field position, going into the win, they need to run some clock and get this defense settled down from Oswego.
Second down and 11 yards to go for the Wildcats. Dropping back, Jansen. Throwing, and it's caught, but it'll be out of bounds across the way. Trying to find Panico.
Yep.
Trying to get him involved in the offense, but the pass caught out of bounds.
And Santino Panico has great concentration here, as you'll see. Little play action, fake. Going deep, just runs out of space. He threw it to the only place there was double coverage, over and under. Great coverage. You couldn't have thrown it anywhere else, Jansen. He just ran out of room on the field.
Panico will play in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl January 3rd in San Antonio, down there in the Alamo Dome. It's 3rd and 11 for Libertyville. Jansen firing it over the middle, caught at the 35 and up to the 38-yard line. Carson Swan, the 6'2" junior tight end, with his first catch of the night, a gain of 19 yards.
Great concentration there as Swan catches the ball over the middle. It trips to that side. No under coverage. Outstanding job here by Jansen. Coming right over the top, putting it in between the two. There's your under coverage man. A linebacker was close, but not underneath that ball.
Fontana in motion. The carry around the side, John Haas. And he's to the 49-yard line. And it's close to another first down.
Haas showed some speed there, as Libertyville starting to get into a nice mix of run and pass into the wind. This is what they need to respond.
They get another first down to keep the sticks moving. 1st and 10 from the Libertyville 49-yard line after the gain of 10 by Haas. Fontana the single setback. And this is Panico trying to string it out, and he's stopped at the 49 of Oswego for a gain of 2 yards.
That quick flat motion by Panico. He was the second back through on that. They're trying to spring him loose and get him upfield.
Panico came into this game averaging 9.8 yards a carry. Big play guy.
Exactly. You need the ball in his hands. If he can get through that first wave of defenders, he'll make some big yardage.
1:10 to go in the third quarter. In motion goes Haas. And wide open the catch. Down inside the 35. Down to the 34-yard line by Panico. Let's go down to the sidelines and in the stands, I should say, and check in with Don Johnson. Don.
I'm down here with the Oswego Superfans and Teddy Clark and their old version of the Superfans. Teddy, what about this helmet?
This is awesome. This is the best game I've ever been to. I love this.
You need a helmet like this to protect yourself in a close game like this. Let's go back up.
Always wear proper head protection if you're going to be in a smash mouth game as this one's becoming. Here is Haas. Tried to break free but couldn't. Good tackle by Alex McGee, the 6'5" junior defensive tackle.
Nice tackle by McGee. Little counter play again. These lines really match up nicely.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 now coming up for the Wildcats.
Dave Moosman, we just had a shot of, number 54. Really an outstanding junior lineman. He's had a chance to play quite both sides of the ball today in a big game.
They're going to let the quarter run out, and Libertyville will have the win at its back in the 4th quarter as they trail 7-6, a quarter left in the season for both Libertyville and Oswego. 7-6 ball game. Back after we hear from our network sponsors. Here we go to the 4th quarter, a 7-6 lead. Libertyville led by 6 at the half. Oswego took the lead in the 3rd quarter, but big opportunity here from the Oswego 31 for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 7 as we get the 4th quarter underway. Jansen. And overthrowing Haas, who was trying to find a seam down in that zone defense downfield, but it's incomplete. Let's send it down now to our colleague Lee Hall. Lee.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. We are with a couple of young ladies here who are very interested in how Oswego does. Carl Hankus' wife's name is Carla. That is so cute that it's Carl and Carla.
And it's Carla Hoinkus.
What did I say?
Wrong thing.
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Tell me about you didn't even want to do this a couple of minutes ago. It was too nerve-wracking.
It was too intense, but we scored. So I'm totally confident we'll do it again.
You are used to long, cold winter nights like this, fall nights on football fields.
You know what could be better than playing football almost in December at University of Illinois in this state title game? I'm not complaining.
Linda Keeley is here too. She's the wife of one of the assistant coaches. She had leg surgery and she's still here.
Yes, I'm the wife of the goofy guy on the sideline in the shorts. He's the defensive coordinator.
All right, well, thank you both for joining us. Good luck to you. The unsung heroes, the wives of the coaches. They don't get enough credit. Back to you.
That's right, honey. I got on TV and I said, you're the goofy guy with the shorts across the way. A 1st down as they finally got Panico involved there with the shovel
sure
pass.
Did.
From the 23 of Oswego. Haas in motion, but Jansen wants to throw, and he throws wide of Haas. Over in the left flat, covering on the play, Jeremy Swafford from the defensive end position. Also over in the neighborhood was Pinnenberg.
Good coverage by the Panthers there. Panico, they had on a slant, or rather a flatten up pattern, but he was covered deep, so he elected to go to the short receiver.
It helps to have hairy legs if you're going to wear shorts on a day like this.
Well, those are borderline shorts, but they're shorts. Those are longer ones.
2nd and 10 from the 23 for Libertyville. Here's Panico. Has the 1st down and driven out of bounds at the 10-yard line. And a 1st down for Libertyville.
He's getting the ball more often here as we get to crunch time. He was the 2nd back through, and a nice block out there by teammate number 22, Haas. Rides the full back in, 2nd back through. There's Haas stock blocking out there. Great job of executing. 2nd back through.
Ryan Chartrand drove him out of bounds, but a 1st down, and it is 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Panico again, he's got blocking, and he is in for the touchdown, and Libertyville regains the lead. A 10-yard run for Santino, Panico, and the Wildcats back in front.
And Mohs was leading them up on that play. Number 71 will have a chance to see it from the ground. We'll be moving to our left as we view it in motion. There's number 71 throwing a block downfield along with his other teammate Moosman. Boy, all of a sudden we hadn't mentioned Santino Panico's name more than once or twice, and it's been about 5 or 6 times there in the last series.
He was a big factor in this drive that has put Libertyville in front as they await the point after attempt for Ryan Gavigan. Now they tried running. No, they're going to run it here. They're going to try for 2.
They need the 2 points. Bootleg.
Here's Jansen. And Fontana's got it for 2. And a 7-point lead as Libertyville has taken a 14-7 lead over Oswego.
Nice bootleg action. Kevin Fontana out in the flat, a well-thrown pass. Jansen hits him right on the money.
There's no flag.
All right, Libertyville's back in front. Under 11 minutes to go as we hear from our network sponsors. Libertyville leading 14-7.
Plenty of time, Tom. Almost 11 minutes, but a deep kick here would be real big. We're making Oswego go 80 yards. We'll see if they can do it. They've got the wind at their back. See if they can put it in the end zone.
In to kick is Doug Landgraf. Gavigan had been kicking. Taken by Davis. Out over the 30. And brought down after a great return to the 39-yard line. 30 yards on Davis's return. And not a bad place to get the drive started for Oswego, going into the wind now with just under 11 minutes to go, and they trail by 7.
But they have time to be patient now. They've got good field position. They've got to rip off 1 first down at a time. That was a drive, 12 plays by Libertyville. 80 yards and 4:18. And that run by Santino Panico was a big one off that second man throw.
So now let's see how Zimnick answers as Davis gets the call and follows his blocking close to the 45-yard line for a gain of 6. Robert Hoyland, the 6'1" senior guard, was leading the way for the talented young running back Davis.
Nice lead dive play. 5-6 yards on that crack. They've got plenty of time to put together a typical Oswego drive. Just keep hammering away.
Whitfulick and Upchurch are wideouts out of an I formation. Stanishevsky tripped up as he got to the line and is able to get to the 47-yard line and picked up 2 more yards, bringing up a 3rd and 4.
There's a real war going on in those trenches there. The surge, guys are fighting off blocks. Every yard's important. 4th quarter, state finals, 14-7. A lot of emotion out on that field. And a lot of it right on the football on the line of scrimmage.
Why not, Coach? There is no tomorrow. This is it. 3rd and 4. Davis shakes a blocker, has a first down, and he's gone.
Wow.
53 yards. He'd been hemmed in pretty much all day. Davis, who had 48 yards in the game, gets 53 right there for the score.
Nothing different than any other play they've run, but this time he gets a little more room to operate. Bounces it out to the left side. It's a lead dive. He reverses out. Stanishevsky leading there. Somebody had a shot at him. All of a sudden you see the speed working, and this time he's got downfield blocking, and that's it. Now what coaches do is look back to see if there's a yellow flag down, and there aren't any.
And now they'll go for the point after from Schaefer to tie it up. And we're all tied up, folks. Why am I not surprised?
This is what it's all about. What a great way to respond.
We're tied at 14, 9.5 minutes to go. Let's hear from your network sponsors. Well, we're all back even, Steven, with 9.5 minutes to go. As Matt Jernstadt now will kick it away. And the Wildcats of Libertyville will see what they can do to answer.
Mr. Dangerous is back there. Nico looking for a return. They're going to bounce it around.
And keep it away from them. One of the up men with it, and great field position on that return for Libertyville's Kyle Nader. Nader comes up with it and gives him great field position at the 47-yard line, a return of 20 yards.
He did a great job of handling that, Nader did, and I almost thought he was going to toss it back to Panico, was trailing him on that play, but he made a great play, gave the Wildcats great field position here. We got still 9.5 minutes to go almost.
Ryan Smith and Tommy Pierce are the wideouts. Fontana the single setback. And Panico in motion. He's got the handoff. He's got blocking. He's still on his feet to the 33-yard line. What a job by the pulling guard, Chris Mohs. He really made the play for Panico.
Mohs looked great on that play, as did John Haas. Those are the same two guys that made the blocks on the long gainer before. There's Mohs, Panico using him. A little wall there. Nice kick-out block by Haas. Nice cutback. Protecting the football. Nice gainer, you know. Libertyville wants to eat some time up as they put this drive together. They, just take their time running the ball. They don't have to push any panic buttons.
After the 20-yard gain, first down from Oswego's 33. Straightaway handoff for Fontana, and he gets a yard of the 32, and that's it.
Up front, faked the ball to Haas and gave it straight ahead to Fontana. Both these Fontana brothers have really done a nice job on both sides of the ball.
You see the clock winding down in regulation. Yeah, we're staring at the possibility of an overtime here in the championship. From the 32. Breaking the tackle was Haas. Can't quite turn the corner, dragged down from behind by Jeremy Swafford.
Haas was running the same play back to this sideline towards the Libertyville bench, but Panthers did a nice job of stringing it out. Swafford made a great play. Number 43, ramping them up.
All that for no gain.
Yeah, and they've had some success going east and west as well as north and south. So third down, I'm looking for Jansen maybe to hit somebody out of the backfield possibly here.
3rd and 9 for Libertyville. Jansen flushed out of the pocket, in trouble, sack. David Atwood brought him down, but great penetration up the middle defensively for Sean Staffeldt.
We'll have a chance to see it. Looked like Eddie Predl was involved in that. He's got time, but the coverage is there. Good pressure, flushed out. Nice job of finishing up there by number 92. Atwood.
4th down in a punting situation for the Wildcats. Kevin Fontana awaiting the snap from Pat Engel.
He's faking it.
And he kicks it. And down at the 19-yard line is Ryan Keaton. That ball kicked right to him. So
boy, it looked like he was going to run with the ball, but he rolled to his right and kicked it, giving his cover man a little more time to get down the field.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Here we have a chance to see. It looks he's going to get a rollout on this one. It looks like he's faking it, but then he's going to angle kick. Here we have the snap. Roll out like he's running, and then he'll soccer style kick it. That's really what you want punters to do when they get a bad snap. So often the punters panic and kick the ball. That's the type of technique they should use.
Do you think Fontana had the option? If he thought he had room to go ahead and run on the first down play, a running play?
I think he might have. I think that's a run or kick option, because if you're not throwing the ball, there's not a problem having somebody down the field.
2nd and 7 coming up for Oswego. And if nothing else, it at least plants a seed in the mind of the Panthers should a punting situation come up for Libertyville in the time remaining. 6:08 remaining. Yeah, we got a little mic problem just as the carry. Davis picks his way to the 25-yard line for a gain of 3, setting up a big 3rd and 4 here for Oswego as time winds down. Under 6 minutes left.
Not much time left, but enough time to put a drive together.
Thanks to that big long run, Davis over 100 yards now at 103 yards in 22 carries on the day. 3rd down conversions. Oswego just shy of 50% at 5 of 11. Slipping, but keeping his balance, Enck, but he's knocked down shy of the 1st down, and once he slipped, he was in trouble.
He was in trouble. His knee did not go down. He used the 3rd leg, as they call it, and he's down. I hope he's all right.
Zimmernick a little slow getting up. Take a look at it again and watch him just see his feet go out from under him.
There's the fake inside. Staniszewski, his feet go out from under him. And then it's too late. Boy, did he get his head snapped there. What a hit by number 21.
Ryan Lavender will try to punt, man. The big play guy, Panico, will await it at the midfield stripe. Lavender the punt. And it's going to be great field position for Libertyville as it's down at the Oswego 44-yard line. 23 yards on the punt, and Libertyville with a great opportunity, great field position in this tie ball game.
They're really in 4 for 10 territory at this point almost. 1 first down, and they will be, Tom. This Coach Hoinkes looks quite concerned at this stage. He knows if his team had the ball, he'd like to be in that situation right now. Here we go.
Fontana trying to find a little room, trying to bounce outside. He gets it to the 42-yard line, a pickup of just a couple of yards, bringing up a 2nd and 8.
Nice play inside there by Pinnenberg, linebacker.
Well, could this be a drive that they talk about for years to come in Libertyville? 4 minutes to go. Given to the 2nd man through as Haas sweeps around and pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Ryan Keaton from the secondary over to push him out of bounds.
Libertyville's in that double tight end, double wing formation now. They know they have good field position. They're in 4 for 10 territory at this stage of the game. They've got Haas running the ball, Fontana running the ball, Panico running the ball.
We're close to 1st down yardage here, Coach, and they're going to bring the change in the check-in.
That's important. Keep those hands warm there, Chris Jansen.
You know, I'm not sure if some of these guys don't get into the zone at this time of the game where, for all they know, it could be Miami Beach and 84 degrees because you're concentrating, you're focused.
No doubt about that.
And only after the game does perhaps reality eventually hit, and maybe hit hard. It is a 1st down for Libertyville. First down from the 34, and the clock stopped with 3:45 remaining.
And we have to remember that Libertyville has the wind at their back, and they can be patient here, eat a lot of clock, not leave any time left for Oswego as they put this drive together here, which could win it all for them.
An Oswego defense that held Downers Grove North to 17 yards rushing in the first half and 43 yards total, being called upon here to come up with a big stop. Fontana Getting it on the first option there from the quarterback, Chris Jansen. Fontana to the 32-yard line. And so far in the contest, take a look at the total yardage.
Well, and rushing-wise, now Oswego's outrushed Libertyville, but it's narrowing the gap. But Libertyville has a passing advantage, so quite a battle, and the score indicates that. Yardage is close.
231 for Oswego, 266 total yardage for Libertyville. 2nd and 8, Panico's in motion. But it's Fontana. No, keeping it is Jansen. A great fake, and Jansen upended at the 25-yard line after a gain of 7. He's close to another Libertyville first down.
There's that great faking. Chris Jansen with the keeper this time. And Pinnenberg really makes a nice tackle as we see Panico in motion inside drive series. It looks like he has a pitch man on this as an option. The belly series. Watch this tackle as he goes airborne. Looks like a wrestling move there by 80 Pinnenberg. Full house backfield.
Oh, full house tee on 3rd and 1.
Oh.
Maybe second effort on the lunge forward there for Haas. Maybe. But I think he's still a yard short. It'll be 4th and 1.
Pinnenberg in there again. He's so elusive. He gets in, slides under blockers. He was unbelievable against Downers Grove North all over the field.
Libertyville has not tried to convert a 4th down today. It is 4th and a yard to go.
Well, everybody's thinking inside right now, but you know what? They might want to go with Panico on that play they've had so much success with to the perimeter, because he'll get, if he gets his shoulders upfield, he'll fight for that second, that extra yard or two.
Libertyville takes a timeout, and they'll have 2 remaining in the half.
It would be about a 42-yard field goal if that was even being considered with a snap.
This IHSA broadcast tonight brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. And brought to you by Chevrolet and your local Chevrolet dealers. Chevrolet, an official sponsor of the Illinois High School Football Championships. Memorial Stadium in Champaign, opened in 1923, dedicated in 1924, and these two teams trying to make history for their communities here. We still have another great battle on tap with Lockport and Maine South, wrapping up the last of 8 champions to be crowned here at Memorial Stadium here in 2003.
How big, you know, after running all those sprints in practice all year long and running all those plays, does less than 1 yard seem now to Libertyville? The Wildcats will do anything they can do. The second effort to get this yardage, let's see what they go. If they go inside or outside.
Keeping it is Jansen, and he ducks through for the first down.
And in that way, he got the lead blocker by faking the ball to number 33, his teammate in there, Fontana, and then he followed. That's a follow play. Predetermined, an outstanding play. Keeps the drive alive as we have a chance to look at Chris Jansen. Getting up to the line quickly. Here's Jansen riding the fake. There's a block. It's like an ISO play with the 33 lead blocking.
Great block by Fontana.
Yes, sir.
1st and 10 from the 22, a minute 24 to go. Fontana, no, that's Panico.
Great play out there on the perimeter by Steve Penrod. Defensive end, number 33.
Great job Jansen's done on ball handling in the backfield.
Timeout.
Yes, he has.
Libertyville with another timeout. They're down to 1 remaining and a minute 5 left in regulation in a 14-14 tie here in the battle for the 7A state championship.
We really are getting down here into field goal range this time. If the clock winds down and they don't get the first down, they've got 2 more plays to get a first down. Then it'll be a big decision then.
All right, yesterday in double overtime, Galena sent out their retiring head coach with a state championship. Iroquois West defeated Carthage 32-14. Stillman Valley in the snow over Wilmington. And another state championship for Addison as Driscoll wins it 37-21. That was yesterday. Earlier today, in the battle for the 5A championship, Joliet Catholic built a 17-point lead and held on for dear life, 24-21, while Carmel picked up a state championship in the 6A. Bloomington just could not hang on to the football and loses 54-26.
107 on the clock. 107.
107. They're adjusting a couple seconds on the clock right there, and that would come in very important in this game.
So they have yet to add on the 2 seconds out of the stadium clock here at Memorial Stadium. The new scoreboard. A souvenir left from the Chicago Bears' one-year stay here in the stadium. Here we go, 2nd and 11. Keeping it is Chris Jansen. And getting to the 20-yard line, picking up 3, and a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Same play we saw the other way for the first down. Jansen comes back with it. The follow play off the fullback ride. They're right in the middle of the field. They don't want a turnover right now.
They marked it officially at the 21, make it 3rd and 9, 40 seconds to go. Taken down hard, Chris Jansen. Big tackle by Alex McGee.
Alex McGee got lateral on that line of scrimmage and did a great job. When they do that slide shuffle with their 33, Jansen has rolled out on several occasions. We have a chance to see number 99 as Jansen rolls out to his left. Backside. That's just hustle. He's on the backside, came down, took the right angle after Jansen made the cutback.
Libertyville has just taken its last timeout with 1 second remaining in regulation to set up what they're hoping for is the game-winning field goal.
Coach Kuzieski had that look on his face like, come on, just keep your head down, son, and hit it hard.
Ryan Gavigan will try a 39-yard field goal. Randy Kuzieski there in the middle. 26 years he's been a part of the program at Libertyville. He's also got a very anxious twin brother listening in over the internet on the IHSA website over in Alliance, Ohio. As he talks it over with the Wildcats, and the focus will now fall on the shoulders of Ryan Gavigan.
He'll only have the 1 try at it. 4th down, bad snap. He went over what happens if they get a bad snap.
It's either all over or we go to overtime.
Exactly. They're going to ice him.
Timeout, Oswego.
And that's not hard to do in this kind of weather.
Oswego with the timeout. The holder, by the way, is Santino Panico.
Good man you'd want to have handling the ball if you did get a bad snap.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're a lineman or receiver, the one thing you don't want to hear from Panico back there is the fire call.
That's right.
Beating a bad snap.
Well, and the kicker needs to get the ball up in the air and let the wind work for him. And, of course, those low kicks, they get blocked, and that would change everything, wouldn't it? All comes down to a kick. Well, we talk about it, turnovers, offense, defense, and the kicking game. And right now, it's in the hands of the kicking game. And that's quite a play when you think about the protection, the snap, the holding in this kind of weather.
This would be a 7A title game record, 39-yard field goal if Gavigan is able to nail it through the uprights. Does it have enough? No good. Overtime. Overtime.
Wow. Just to the right, a little bit low.
Heartbreak on the Libertyville sideline. Elation on Oswego sideline across the way. They get new life.
So we'll work from the 10-yard line in. It'll be interesting.
Jim, let's take a look at the loneliest man in this stadium, Ryan Gavigan.
He kept his head down. He had good technique, just a little short. 39 yards is no easy trick, especially on a day like today.
We're going to go to overtime, but first we're going to take a timeout to hear from our network sponsors. The captains are meeting at midfield, meeting with our referee, Clifton Rogers, to determine who will have the ball first from the 10-yard line. They'll have 4 plays. See if they can score, then the other team will have an opportunity. And we'll do it until somebody emerges from one of the rounds with the lead.
All right, here we go.
Libertyville will go first. And again, they'll get the ball from the 10-yard line. This will be our second overtime in the first one in the 7A history, only the 3rd year overall of 7A championship football. Second one this weekend. We had one in Class 1A yesterday.
Well, this is what you want to see. I mean, if you're a football fan, and you know, we thought these were teams were well matched, and this is a proof of it right here. It's an advantage to be on defense, I think, Tom, first, so you know what you need. And, you know, whether you need a field goal to win or, you know, make those kinds of decisions. So we'll see how it works out. Of course, the wind is somewhat of a factor, and field goal might, you know, it's going to be a shorter field goal, so that could win the game also.
One of these two teams will become the new 7A champion, replacing the Prospect Knights, who won this classification state championship the first 2 years after the IHSA expanded the playoffs to 8 classifications.
Right, and the team with the ball now is the team that defeated the Prospect Knight team last weekend, and here they are on the 10-yard line in overtime against a really very good Oswego Panther football team. It's all going to start in the trenches, Tom, just like it has all game.
Fontana, touchdown. Fontana, 10-yard touchdown run on the first play.
What a play. He really cut that back against the grain, too. He found a running lane.
There haven't been many in that Oswego defense, but he found one there and went in from 10 yards out.
Wow, Coach Hoinkes is shaking his head like, what? How'd that happen? They haven't had that kind of run inside very often today.
And Libertyville has the option. They can go for 1, they can go for 2.
That's right.
Here comes the place kicker, Gavigan. Yeah, they're going to go for the single point after. That's the safe play.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. Just an extra point, but everything has to go right.
21-14 Libertyville. Watch it again on the very first play.
And we'll see Fontana cutting back against the grain here. It's just a one-back set on the touchdown. Got a great view of it. Watch him break back. He sees the over pursuit of the linebackers and cuts back. What a wonderful 10-yard run that was.
Chris Mohs had a big block in there.
Great vision there. That's what you want your running backs to do, is see it all from that eye back position.
Well, now Oswego will have it. First down from the 10-yard line. And they've got to get a touchdown and an extra point to force it to another overtime.
Exactly. As Coach Hoinkes sending into play. Execution's very important. Simonek needs to really secure the ball.
Jeff Ziminick rolls out. He's still got it.
He
Touchdown!
broke the plane. He broke the plane. What a gutsy call. Play action, runner pass option.
Wow. Both teams score on their first snap of the football in overtime.
What's that all about? My goodness, what a great play and good decision making by Ziminick as he comes off here. Play action, he fakes the reverse. He has the runner throw option. He had a receiver open, but you know what? There's no second effort on a drop pass, but when you run like that, there's a lot of second effort.
Dave Moosman with the stop, but
he's got to make the
Ziminick
point.
had just enough. They got to get the point after.
Wow.
We're going to double overtime. The point after by Schaefer is good, and we're tied at 21 after the first round of overtime.
You talk about pressure on kickers, you know, that's just an extra point, but how important is it? We saw that early yesterday, right? And, was it the 1A?
Yeah, 1 point victory in the Class 1A yesterday. Now they'll have another brief 2-minute timeout, and then we'll do it again just like in the first round. We'll have to determine which team will go first. It's just like we're starting the overtime all over again.
Well, that was nice for Ryan Gavigan to make that, because after that field goal attempt, you know, I'm sure he had thoughts in his mind that he's just thinking, keep my head down and hit it straight. Because the field goal was a 39-yard field goal. That's quite a bit different than that extra point.
Everybody on their feet here on both sides, and I'm sure you at home, if you're a Wildcat or a Panther fan, you're standing up at home watching this one. This has been a dandy.
Right. And all the guys who played 7A football this year, you know, they're watching this game with intensity, all the playoff teams, and in fact, this might be a good chance just to say hello and good recovery to Sean Fahey, the Deerfield player, the wide out defensive back who was injured again in the prospect game 2 weeks ago, and had a serious neck injury, and then on his road to recovery, I saw, which is a wonderful thing. So best wishes to you. As I'm sure you're watching this game. Prospect beat Deerfield in a real close game and then lost to Libertyville the next week. That's from one Deerfield Warrior to another. You know, that's my alma mater. So.
Well, how about with Vincent and Martha Colbert watching it over in Valparaiso?
Yeah, Mom and Dad, I hope, you know, Dad, you didn't have all the turkey sandwiches, that tryptophan kicking in, you get sleepy. This is a heck of a game. You don't want to miss this one.
Carl Hoinkus pacing the sidelines across the way for Oswego. As again, the captains will meet at midfield.
You guys are having so much fun, you don't want to leave. We're going to have to try this one more
I love
time.
it.
We're going to have to try it one more time. This time, your choice. You're going on defense first? All right. Which goal we got? They're going on defense. You're on offense. Same goal? All right. Guys, put your backs to your goal.
All right, so Oswego will have the first crack at it.
This time, Libertyville has chosen to defend the north goal.
Good choice. And here we go again. I'll be real surprised if they get in on the first play, both teams this time. Wouldn't you, Tom?
Clifton Rogers, that's a great line. You guys are having so much fun, you don't want to leave.
This has been a great football game. It's just too bad somebody's got to come up short and remember the overtime. I remember when I was coaching with Coach Duchan at Dunbar West, we lost in overtime to St. Lawrence in '76. It was a tough situation. Guys laying on the field. It was such a close football game. Such a thrill to be in this kind of situation for these young men.
I doubt there'll be really anything left emotionally for both of these teams when this one is finally decided.
Both sides have nothing but positive thoughts going through their minds right now, though. That's what happens. It just take care of the ball, because that's real important down here. You know, if you get a turnover or a fumble, all you do, then you're looking at an extra point to beat you. You've got to get something on the board.
And that competitive nature inside you, you're saying, man, this is fun.
Sure it is.
This is great.
Sure it is. I mean,
this is
great
what it's all
state
about.
final.
So again, the Panthers will start it. 1st and 10 from the 10. We're going into the second overtime. We're tied at 21 all. In case you just joined us, coming up the 8A state championship between Lockport and Maine South, but we still have to decide the 7A state champion. Jeff Zemanek on the toss to Davis. Down to about the 2-yard line. Looked for a moment like he was going to go all the way to the
really
end zone.
thought he was. He did a nice job of getting his shoulders squared up and good body lean. Got about 8 or 9. Just a toss sweep there with a lot of lead blockers.
It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. Haven't seen them pull that play out. A little toss sweep right there.
No, exactly. I mean, what's nice about it is they had a couple guys cheated up to and get on the linebackers, and here we go again. We got a wing back.
And into the end zone, Dwayne Stanishevsky.
That was just no nonsense. Go right at him.
So now Oswego in front, 27-21.
Stanishevsky is going to come right in here, right off the right tackle, and they have the wing back coming down inside, give an extra blocker, and great job up front there.
Yeah,
make the extra point.
Matt Jernstad coming in on that block, helping clear the way for Stanishevsky.
He sure did.
Schaefer the point after. It is good. 28-21 Oswego.
Well, the Panthers, you can't do anything else. They came on the first overtime. They scored and got the extra point to tie it and did what they needed to do now. Now it's up to the defense of the Oswego Panthers to make something happen. And Libertyville has a lot of offensive weapons.
So now here in the 7th overtime championship game in IHSA history, it'll be Libertyville now trailing by 7, and they'll get it at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal. And again, the Wildcats have 4 snaps of the ball to get a touchdown to attempt and tie it back up. Fontana down to the 8-yard line, just wrapped up both arms around the football and just followed his blocking for 8 yards.
Straight ahead, and Fontana's had a great game. Have a chance to see this. He's going to get straight in over the, just reverse out. Nice running seam between the guard and tackle. And of course, the option there would be that Jansen could pull the ball and follow also.
Chris Davis had a good seal block in there as well. 2nd and goal from the 2. Fontana hit immediately by Steve Penrod and stopped for no gain.
That's right, Penrod and Jernstad, the linebacker, went right at him. You'll see Penrod 33 down on the line there, right in the pit play. Over here, you got 2 of these guys, and Jernstad right there.
Boy, Penrod just shed his block and was waiting there for Fontana. 3rd and goal for Libertyville. Drop for a loss was Haas back at the 11-yard line. Drop for a loss by Jeremy Swafford. A big defensive play for the Panthers.
And that looked like number 22 meets number 22. You'll see the lateral movement by Haas. And then coming up from the corner play, great tackle.
Libertyville.
Outstanding tackle by Mike Carlton there, cornerback.
Yeah, it was Carlton 22. I thought it was another player, but Carlton comes up with the tackle, and it's 4th and goal, and the season comes down to this.
And there's Moosman. He added so much to his team's effort today.
It will be 4th and goal, but
Libertyville has 1 timeout remaining.
Libertyville has 1 timeout remaining. Oswego, I think, has taken a timeout, have they?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's pretty insignificant because here's 4th down, and this is the play of the game.
They got to get into the end zone.
Double wing, double tight end. Watch for that play action. Bootleg. Oh.
And Oswego wins the state championship as Carlton comes up with another big play, breaking up the pass, and the Panthers win it in double overtime. What a ball game.
22 meets 22 one more time. The last 2 plays of the game. What an unbelievable job by Mike Carlton as Haas, who was the motion man, swung up the field to the outside. Double overtime victory. What emotion on that football field, Tom.
From one end of the range of emotion to the other.
No doubt about it.
From extreme elation to absolute despair.
2 great plays by Mike Carlton, though. One coming up with the support, with a tackle loss on Haas, and then on the play action, a bootleg right throwback pass to number 22. Haas and Mike Carlton stepped in front and picked it off. There's
Oswego winning in double overtime. 2 huge plays by 6-foot senior quarterback Mike Carlton. And you can see the absolute despair for John Haas.
Boy, it's going to take something to get him up off the ground. There's Miller. Big Aaron Miller, a lot of hugs going around.
All right, let's go down amidst all that to Lee Hall.
All right, we're with Coach Hoinkes. Coach, you're saying the folks got their money's worth tonight.
Well, those are 2 teams that really wanted it. And, you know, we came up big. At the end, they came up a little bit short. And my hat's off to our kids. And, you know, their kids have got a tough road. But we'll take the state championship. We really enjoy it. And this is huge for us.
Your offensive line came up big there in the 2 overtimes.
Well, they did. You know, we came up. They're a good football team. We're a good football team. We just have to be good at the right time, I guess, so we get the W and we get the state championship.
How's this one compared to the first one?
Well, you know, it's so long ago. You know, Alzheimer's starting to set in here. And
it was 1992.
Really fun. This is a great group of kids. And we've been at it in the semis 3 or 4 times, but we can never get through. So this is huge for our program and huge for the kids.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, it's Oswego in double overtime. Was it double or triple? I can't even remember. It was so exciting. Double overtime victory here, and a nice job by their defense to break up that last play. Back upstairs to you, Tom.
It is one for the ages for both of these schools. Let's watch the final play.
There's that throwback we're going to see. You saw Haas going by, and there's the throwback off the bootleg and stepping in front. And I'm glad. What if that ball had been tipped and caught by Haas? Oh my goodness, it's a game of inches. There's another great angle. And just before that, number 22, Mike Carlton had made a great tackle also. 2 big plays. What a finish to a great football game. 2 outstanding teams. What a treat it was for everybody today. And that's how I remember that's how our guys felt when we lost in overtime, laying on the turf.
It looked like Jansen was throwing off his heels. He didn't get enough on the football. And if he was able to get a little more oomph, because Haas had nothing but the end zone ahead of him.
Well, there was pressure on him also, so he was thrown off the back foot. But I really thought on that play that Mike Carlton went from deep to in front, which means that he had room to adjust if that ball had been thrown a little bit further. It was just a great play and a good attempt by Libertyville to pull off the throwback pass.
A dejected team of Wildcats making a very long walk to the award ceremony to receive the second place trophy, and Oswego celebrating its 2nd football championship. They beat Geneseo Darnell 14-6 back in 1992 to win the 4A championship.
Like Coach Hoinkes said, you know, it seems like a long time ago now, and you get to the semis a few times, or you get to this final game like we saw in the 5A, but you don't win it, and it's just a big breakthrough. And of course, Libertyville thought this would have been huge for them also, because this is their first time in the state championship game.
23 wins over the last 2 years. for the Panthers. 13-1 this year after a 10-2 record last year. Again, let's go back down, and in the middle of it all is Lee Hall.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. I'm with our Country Insurance player of the game, Dwayne Stanishevsky. Just one touchdown on the night, but it was a pretty good one, wasn't it?
That was the one that counted the most, and I'm glad I got it.
Tell me, describe the play to me in double overtime.
Well, I don't know, we lined up, and he called 34 give. Usually inside the 10-yard line, it's my territory. They give me the ball, and I just take it in, and my offensive line blocked perfect, and it was just untouched almost.
Tell me how this team stepped up in overtime.
I think we knew we had to get it done. And, I mean, we came to play. We played more than 4 quarters, so, I mean, that's good enough to ask for, I guess. Yeah.
All right, congratulations.
All right.
Dwayne Stanishevsky, our Country Insurance player of the game, back upstairs.
All right, Lee, I don't really quite think that Dwayne really can quite grasp it all right now. I think he's still a little numb from it all, from just an emotional game.
But, you know, that's kind of the no-nonsense attitude right there that Coach Hoinkus has talked about. Just get out. It's about blocking and running and the good blocking up front. He says, hey, that's my territory from that place in. That wasn't arrogance. That's just a fact. That's the way that's his area to run hard at, and his line did a great job up front.
Well, if it's something he did all season long, you're not going to change it in that situation there. And just an amazing 7A championship game. And for that, head coach Randy Kosieski, the job that he has done in building a program, a school that didn't even have lights at their football field until a couple of years ago.
He has done a great job. And you know what, these guys, it's a tough loss, of course, but they played their hearts out. I mean, double overtime. And, all the young people who want to play football in Libertyville, a lot of them are down here. They'll watch this game. They'll want to go out for the team, and they got it on a roll.
He's building a program. He had 160 kids at his summer camp this last summer. So that's how you get a program and keep it going to where you have a chance to come back here often in a program that he's trying to build, much like the upbringing he had over in Alliance, Ohio, where they play some good football too.
There's no doubt about it. And there's nobody on that team. They're disappointed, but they certainly should not feel like they didn't play up to the performance of a team that could have won the state title, because they were right there.
And again, it's going to take some time for that sting to wear off. But once that sting wears off of the loss, they're going to realize the magnitude of their accomplishments, and they'll replace that hurt and pain with pride for what they did for Libertyville this year.
And that's still an awful nice looking trophy to put in their trophy case there at Libertyville High School. And they can look at it with a lot of pride. Nice effort by the Wildcats.
So Libertyville losing in double overtime. So a first place and a second place. Not bad for the folks up there on Route 176.
Well, that's right.
On the line in Libertyville.
Hotbed of football, and there's a real excited group. Oswego, it's 1992 was when they won their other title. So it's been a while.
Meanwhile, Route 34, it's going to be hopping up over in Oswego, with the Panthers clinching their second state championship. There's some happy Panthers saluting their captains up on the dais.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to be dividing and having a couple high schools there next year. So this is real special for them.
Coming into this year, Carl Hoinkus knew he had a chance for a good football team with 30 seniors on his roster, 16 of them returning starters. So he had great experience to start with.
No doubt about it, and that's one reason they had such a good team this year. And it'll be hard to replace those guys. There's Coach Hoinkus, and as he said, he thought he had Alzheimer's because it's been so long since they won. But hey, just to win a state championship was a very difficult thing to do. In '92 and now here in 2003, and this has been really our most exciting finish of a 7A championship game.
Without a doubt, an outstanding job to do. 7A champions, Oswego Panthers.
Will be presented to the Panthers of Oswego, who finished the season with a final record of 13 wins.
I think they all go to the same barber.
They do. Some steam coming off those heads.
Oh, look at that. A tremendous victory for the Panthers of Oswego, winning the 7A state football championship here in Champaign tonight.
And they really did it no nonsense. It was quite a battle, and they played good defense, ran the ball well, and needed it in overtime. Just a matter of a couple plays, just 10 yards and another series made the difference. And a great defensive play at the end of the game.
I don't think either team really would do anything different tonight. I think that's just the way they played, the styles they played all year, and it took them to double overtime, and it's just one of those, one team had to win.
Exactly.
And one team didn't.
On behalf of the
Exactly.
So the celebration continues down there on the sidelines as the Panthers win it in double overtime. Just a great finish for Carl Hoinkus and his ball club as they win the state championship, with one more to go, of course, coming up with Lockport and Maine South. That'll do us for the day. What a way to go out, huh? One to go, and that'll be coming up right after we take this time out.